That this one, gold prick man, rich bad. Action, girl, shot. Wang, bang, fast. Here, hash on 6 bars, plan for baseline. Me a bad man, G City than one transaction, be a money in a bank. Respect you, general, don't play with my rank. 6 bars, rich already, but me dog them a like give up, like I don't care. Madman, flipping it long, bad rum, long love. Right on the front CV, now the phantom 6 get y'all anyway because we handsome. Bobby 6 full of beer long. Men preach everything mad now. White get up and treat. Don't get up. I want freedom. Can't hold me down no more. They got me down for a long time. Lord, please don't leave me now. Please don't. Lord, please don't. Man, born for this. So the time I'm gone for it. With 21 Psalms, I miss. Man, born for it. With a blessing, look pleasant. Them why you fi go through depression. Broke life never feel right. I just a good life. No, everybody want to live the good life. Good life. Tell the worst life goodbye. I've been dreaming from the start, so I put in the work till the thing take off. Everywhere because the street not soft. Them full of mind game, them with craft. Me not trust nobody. Them a fit play. You know,
1069.
Straight. Man in that dream of big things, big truck with the big rims. All stick to the castle ceiling. Rich life that seems so appealing. Is a feeling, style though. Some of them, so it go when the bad and rich. Still young, I want to have fun. Tell me why me, oh Lord. Tell me why me, oh God. Tell me why me feel friends God now. The amount of love ones last year. Oh, why me, oh God. Oh, why me, oh Lord. Just want to sit down and ball. Tell me why me, oh Lord. No, I'm innocent. People are going like the perfect light. Them life is all magnificent. Thought you did make me in a heaven. But me wanna make me a live. Me wanna call you for revenge. But you know use flow and how did you sell? You say if you give them me just a me heart. But me heart to the break if me give them. Family hurt me wanna leave. Me can't trust the people who protect me. If me can't trust nobody, me call family. Me can't go to church, cause me can't trust a peace. Me heart want deal. You say when them interfere on the other cheek, and you make that well, so you know me can't weak. Me defense I feel different than a ball up on a field. Tell me why me, oh Lord. Tell me why me, oh God. Tell me where me feel friends God now. The amount of love ones last year. Oh, why me, oh God. Oh, why me, oh Lord. Just want to sit down and ball. Tell me why me, oh Lord. Nobody serious. Love are the reason everybody had. That's why me no need love. Me get the public day in a hat. And I get it there so I get love. Me no see nobody feel me trust. Still insecure about humans. People are nobody as us. And look what they do to Jesus. Family hurt me wanna leave. Me can't trust the people who protect me. If me can't trust nobody, me call family. Me can't go to church, cause me can't trust a priest. Me heart want deal. You say when them interfere on the other cheek, and you make that well, so you know me can't weak. The difference I feel different than a ball up on a field. Tell me why me, oh Lord. Tell me why me, oh God. Tell me where me feel friends God now. The amount of love ones last year. Oh, why me, oh God. Oh, why me, oh Lord. Just want to sit down and ball. Tell me why me, oh Lord. Tell me why me, oh Lord. Tell me why me, oh God.
Boom 1069.
Tell me why me, oh Lord. Tell me why me, oh God. Tell me where my faith and gone now. The amount of love ones lost, yo. Oh, why me, oh God, oh. Oh, why me, oh Lord, oh. Just wanna sit down and ball, oh. Tell me why me, oh Lord, oh. No, me not innocent. People are going like the perfect light. Them life is all magnificent. Touch you, they make me in a heaven. But me wanna make me alone. Me wanna call you for event. But you know use flow and hard digital. You say if you give them me just a me heart. But me heart to the back if me give them. From hurt me wanna leave. Me can't trust the people who fi protect me. If me can't trust nobody, me call family. Me can't go to church, cause me can't trust a peace. Me heart want heal. You say when them interfere on the other cheek, and you make that well, so you know me can't weak. Me defense of a defend and a ball up on a field. Tell me why me, oh Lord, oh. Tell me why me, oh God, oh. Tell me where my faith and gone now. The amount of love ones lost, yo. Oh, why me, oh God, oh. Oh, why me, oh Lord, oh. Just wanna sit down and ball, oh. Why me, oh Lord, oh. Just picking up the pieces from the puzzle of life on my journey. Man, I won't be a dog, me stand sturdy. Me no won't be a night, me no won't be a day. Only thing me worry about a feeling lift up and watch it sailing catch on the railing, cause them want to take me out. Have it when me bearding paranoid, me hardly raving mount a youth in the graving from them this. Tell them me saving mount a title when me naming mount a title when me aiming from we make it count. Them say me change, you know they dead when it raining, man did solid, no complaining when me heart it full of doubt. Some man a bigger rat, some guy a mouse. Them a watch it cheese pop from flyer guns. Me bad for real until them wire close. Me God so real, me keep my prayer close. A riches get a youth desire mouse. Get the by your ounce, I light it up the fiber bounce. Me know them not the ass, some guy your bounce. Me say they full up. Me well want you try your downs. Pieces from the puzzle of life on my journey. Man, I want be a dog, me stand sturdy. Me no more be a night, me no more be a day. Hey, just picking up the pieces. Them not really love you, me know the street is. Them, they with the neatest. Me no worry a night, me no worry a day.
The number one morning show in the SVG.
Morning.
OMG in the morning.
Come on now.
Hey, good morning to my boom peoples. Yeah, boy. I still sound like a bedroom. I got the bedroom voice going there. All do it. Yeah, Shady, good morning, boy. How going on?
Morning, kiddo.
Yeah, boy, yeah.
Morning to the guys already on the live.
Yes, shout out to everybody already on the live.
Everybody who's locked on.
And I know this is a different voice.
Yeah.
We had to get called an emergency this morning.
Being his home crying.
Yeah.
So can't make it this morning.
Yeah, unfortunately. But we're here. It's nice Tuesday morning. Yeah, boy, it's bright and nice. I like the vibes already. A lot of people don't reach in tongue already, Sweet to this Friday. For real. Hey, shout out to everybody already hitting us up on the live. Let me see who is here. Shout out to Sonia. Bernadette, good morning. Highly favored child. Shout out to Sachin, locked on all the way down there in Guyana. Good morning to you, my brother. What's going on? It's Tuesday. Yeah, man. We're setting the pace for a Wednesday. And sometimes we just like kickstart your weekend on a Wednesday. Yeah. That's nice like that. You know what I mean? Let me shout out to all the vans on the road right now, also locked on to 106.9. Good morning to all the passengers on board. And all those who already hitting me up on the WhatsApp. Also, good morning to my peoples up there in Brooklyn, New York. Shout out to Trini Brooklyn. I don't see you this. Good morning, Trini. And Mary already in the building. Good morning to you guys. We got a quick commercial break coming up right here inside OMG in the morning. Yours truly, Millennium Kid, holding things down for the Fly Guy this morning. Yeah. In the meantime, all the don't move. We're coming right back.
Boom Summerfest.
Simple looking things in St. Vincent and the Grenadines are taken for granted every day. Do you ever wonder how and where it's made? Tune into IKTV, channel 112, every Thursday at 8 p.m. to see where and how it's locally made.
Get all you want with no cash in the Quartz Summer Bongo and get 35% off your second item on all credit purchase. purchases or 20% off on your second item on all cash purchases. Plus, don't miss out on our dope buster deals. All that and more at your favorite Court store this Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, August 29th, 30th, and 31st. Shop today and pay later with Court Ready Finance. Plus, stay protected for up to 4 years with Super Shield.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentians that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metrosint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosint General Insurance Company.
Keep calm. We're online now. Thousands of local content for your viewing pleasure. Live. Boom. IKTV. Tune in. Get interactive. Get involved with WhatsApp or Instagram. Interact live. Party.
Always wanted a motorcycle, but they've been too expensive. I pass in on my way to work, and then boom, I see courts of motorcycles outside. I'm excited. I get up one day, I go down, I spoke to this guy. I think his name was Sheena, this short, chubby little guy, you know. I purchased 2 bikes so far. It was the 150 SL and the 250 Dragon. This blue, beautiful AKT TT Dragon, this is my baby. I call her Becky. She gives me the best ride ever. My name is Storyboy Nick, and I live to ride my AKT.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentians that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metrosint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosint General Insurance Company.
Your vision is our mission at Kurtz Optical. Shop today for up to 25% off. And with Ready Finance, pay nothing for 30 days. Book your free eye examination appointment online at www.kurtzoptical.com. Your vision is our mission. Up to 25% off your completed eyewear. Only at Kurtz Optical. Value you can see. Conditions apply. See in store for details.
Keep calm. We're online now. Thousands of local content for your viewing pleasure. Live. Boom. IKTV. Tune in. Get interactive. Get involved with WhatsApp.
See, so baby, tell me what you want, see. Take you to parties and get naughty. So wind up on me, feeling happy, start get freaky, Lord. So give me that feeling and put in some meaning. I know there's a reason for every time we be sessing. So why you be stressing? I teach you a lesson. Floating we be drinking. Village drum and black bottle. No festival. Put a nice like carnival. Watch thinking Mardi Gras. Monday, Tuesday really bad. So when I wanna wine on freaky girls, I make a link up in a pretty man. Costumes causing bacchanal. Is thing ya now. No festival. Put a nice like carnival. Watch thing in Mardi Gras. Monday, Tuesday really bad. So when I wanna wine on freaky girls, I make a link up in a pretty man. Costumes causing bacchanal. Is thing ya now. Watch thing ya right now.
Carnival bring a verse and you can dance to. What she doing her hands too. Bacchanal live but you know I ain't going to. Jump out like a parachute. Woman outside in feathers and patsuit. No speed when they pass you. Tell her what I can do. It's what I don't do. Don't pay for your costume.
So give me that feeling and put in some meaning. I know there's a reason for every time we be sessing. So why you be stressing? I teach you a lesson. Floating
Till we be drinking, feel it drop my black party.
Come here, my baby. Come, let me show you niceness. Caribbean queen, you whine and you look the tightest. Come here, my baby. Come, let me show you niceness. Caribbean queen, you whine and you look the tightest. Sweet like a Julie mango. I just want to taste and jam you. I don't want to wine and drunk you. So come, let me slam the bamboo and hear what she have from man too. I don't really care, I have to wind up like a crazy wacko. She man watching wait, back up. Come here, my baby. Come, let me show you niceness. Caribbean queen, you whine and you look the tightest. Come here, my baby. Come, let me show you niceness. Caribbean queen, you whine and you look the tightest. Baby, just shake it for me. Damage your back for sure. Your smile is so damn pretty. Come for shake on the road. I love the feeling that you're making me just want some more. Give you 100 grand, girl. I'll take you on a tour. Come here, my baby. Come, let me show you niceness. Caribbean queen, you whine and you look the tightest. Come here, my baby. Come, let me show you niceness. Caribbean queen, you whine and you look the tightest. So I love my Trini women, and I love my Bajan girls. Don't talk about my Vincy beauties, they are Caribbean pearls. Bumper it big and fat, pretty face hair with curls. Come to the islands now, know you will love both worlds. Come here, my baby, come let me show you niceness. Caribbean queen, you whine and you look the tightest. Come here, my baby, come let me show you niceness. Caribbean queen, you whine. Mamacita, give me peace now. I'm begging you, please now. I will never leave ya. Mamacita, give me peace now. I'm begging you, please now. I will never leave ya. Mamacita, Mamacita, give me peace now. Mamacita. What's left in the darkness come to the light, so I not holding back. Yes, I have a wife, but to how you whining, girl, I have to attack. Yeah, you catch me eyes in the party, so I had to ask you politely. Yeah, you catch me eyes in the party, would you hold it? Mamacita, give me peace now. I'm begging you, please now. I will never leave ya. Mamacita.
I got some 26 after the 7 o'clock. We are inside our OMG in the morning. Myself alongside DJ Shady. Yes, man. Yeah, so again, unfortunately, Bing is not in today, so we are holding things down for him.
Ken Snare win, boy.
We're going out with Ken today now.
Now you bet Bing wouldn't come work after he left.
Oh, he said that?
You'd have been crying now.
Okay, right. Yeah.
So he didn't come yesterday. Now he can come today because he won't crying.
Yeah, big up Kenson. Let me see. I see somebody calling here. I'm sure going on. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my brother. How are you?
Hey, morning, Hammer. What's going on?
Hello, my other brother. I miss Bing and I miss Mrs. Vera and I miss my sister on the morning program. They do a very good job, and I just want to say, continue, my brother, to keep the focus.
Yes.
Not any personal thing, not to deceive people, because right now we have in the Atlantic a lot of systems that can hurt us. We could be in a situation where, my brother, if we're not careful for this season, all of us could have to meet up in a shelter. We pray to God that for so many years He spared us. So let me try to live loving and stop fool people, and thank you all for doing, and you for doing a good job. Just to say one thing. Corona, well, I want to say this. I want to just say that just a few weeks ago when I heard it, looking at the news, Mr. Gonzalez came out and said 2 persons died. You know, he admitted 2 persons died from coronavirus.
And that's what
but you know what he said? You know what he said? He said, I tell you all, you need to be vigilant. And so look at what is going around. Walk from north to south. Even I've done traverse speaking about what is at Grenadines, and nobody seemed to care. My wife and a few workers at Sprott Brothers wear a mask. But I want to say that this variants. So we have BA 2.86, XBB 1.16, XBB 1.1.16. These are very, 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 very dangerous variants, far more infectious. I'm saying that if you tell people that, that everything's sweet and rosy, virus gone, people are going to die. And you're going to be infected, you're not going to know, because 90-something% of persons don't even know. that they infected, and they're still giving it to some person home with an underlying factor. And many persons are dying, which we would know about. We need to clear that out. Also, just last week, listen to this carefully. I didn't know politics. I care about Vincentian. The CDC admitted, ladies and gentlemen, finally, we want to admit to you that those of you who have taken the vaccine, whether the new boosters or the old boosters, or whether you have 1 or 2 shots, are more likely to be infected with the new variants. And I'm saying it is unacceptable because up to about a week ago, they were saying that if you take the boosters, you take the vaccines. And this is why you hear me on this radio. We now come here for love up and for friends. We come up here because we have an obligation as a Ministry of Health to keep our people safe by telling them the truth. Continue, my brother, to do your work. I'm begging again, Mr. Gonsalves. I'm begging Friday. I'm begging all of you who are paid with taxpayers' money. Chief Medical Officer Roger Duncan, all of you who are paid with taxpayers' money to keep people safe. Please come on the radio this morning and tell us why is it after CDC had made that announcement? Why is it you're not telling people the truth about the ineffectiveness of the vaccines and the danger of the vaccines? And I'm only saying, my brother, it's a burden on my shoulder because everybody pushed me off. They pushed me off a nice radio. They pushed me off of this. They blocked me out of that. You all give me an opportunity here not to come here to play games or to pick up myself, but to help Vincentian to stay safe. And I'm begging you, my brother, continue to be vigilant with these variants. They're very, very infectious, 800 times more than the original strain. Continue to wash your hands and protect yourself to save your mommy, to save the little loved ones you have home that might have an underlying factor. Listen to truth, not to fraud, coming from a ministry and a government. I'm calling them that today because you all are supposed to be government, including Dr. Friday and them, who have misled our public. It is wrong. It's criminal. It's not right. I love you all very much. Have yourself a safe day. Love you all very much.
You too. Thanks. Yeah, and funny enough, you're talking about the coronavirus. There's been a recent outbreak of the Zika virus. Remember the Zika virus, right? Yeah. Yeah, so far there's been an outbreak in numerous countries, and it has respectively so far for 2023 caused the death of over 27,000 people so far. So sometimes when you think some of them viruses they're gone, no, they're still lingering. You know what I mean?
Just waiting to come back.
Yeah, they're just waiting to bounce back and then cause some damage and thing.
Or is people just waiting to re-release them?
Well, it's either that because sometimes some of these viruses get dormant, you know what I mean? But it's still there. Don't think it's gone. It's still there and then resurfaces again and then cause another serious outbreak. But still, at the end of the day, it's up to us to protect ourselves. Until we not protect ourselves, we can't depend on other people to protect us. You know what I mean? So we need to supposed to protect ourselves in order to stop some of these widespread of these viruses and so on and so forth. Let me shout out to George. Today's George birthday. Good morning to you, George. Happy birthday, man. Happy Earth Strong. Big up to Winston. Winston already on the check-in. Shout out to Glenda.
Jam Buns.
Oh, Jam Buns? Yeah, Jam Buns young. A long time I hear the name there. Jam Buns. Big up Jam Buns. Let me shout out to Glenda. Good morning to you, Glenda. I'm seeing here also in a little incident there, boy. Apparently, a Vermont woman has been charged for allegedly burning a 12-year-old girl with an electric iron and striking her with a hammer. Wow, yeah, this is some serious thing. Apparently, police said on Wednesday that the woman Josette Garway, a 45-year-old domestic, is alleged to have unlawfully and maliciously caused grievous bodily harm to the girl, a student who is also a resident of South Leeward Village. The woman is alleged to have burnt the child between her legs and her buttocks with the electric iron and then struck her on her feet with the hammer. Wow. Miss Garway. They haven't stated what was the cause to this incident, but her next court hearing is on September the 11th. That's sometime next week. But this is one. I don't know. I don't know what could have caused this for you to born a child with an iron. Eh? I don't know what could have caused this. Trust me.
That's really crazy.
Eh?
I said that's really crazy.
Definitely, man. Them is the kind of chauvinist that going on in this place. Too much negative energy and vexation. We tend to get angry fast for no reason some of the times, and then you know what I mean. It's like you just do anything that comes to your mind. Whatever happen.
I gotta get Jason.
Hmm?
Gotta get Mr. Providence.
And whatever happen. This can't be right. As a big 45-year-old woman, you can't watch a 12-year-old or any other person younger than you and just brand them with an iron. You're branding them like for sales or whatever the case is. And then went on and hitting her with the iron. Yeah, that's just taking it too far. You know what I mean? Somebody said Vincentian people is getting wicked and evil. I wouldn't just say it's Vincentians. I would say people in general.
It's all over the world.
Yeah, I would say people in general. And I always say this. I always tend to say this. Until we can sort ourselves out or fix ourselves, we can't fix nothing else in the world. You know what I mean? We as people are we own make and break. You understand? We are we own make and break. So until we can come to terms within ourselves, you know what I mean? Things ain't going to change. Things is not going to change. So I wouldn't just say it's Vincentian people getting wicked, it's people in general. People in general. We need to change ourselves, man. We need to live more loving, as to what Hamano said a while ago.
Yeah, like back in the days.
Yeah, we need to live more loving. You know what I mean? Live better lives. Time short. I ain't going to say life short. Time short. You understand? Because we could almost live as long as we want. We just have to take care of ourselves and live good, eat well, and proper.
And if that is the case, I guess the right with the pension, carrying up the pension.
How much are you carrying up to?
67.
Yeah?
67.
67? Yeah. Let me see. I think I see it a while ago then.
What's the average lifespan? Life expectancy?
Well, it's going up to 186%. The average lifespan nowadays?
In the Caribbean.
In the Caribbean? I don't know. I never really checked it, you know. I don't know if anybody else could answer that. The average lifespan in the Caribbean right now. I don't know.
I think it's less or more than like before, like long ago.
Again, let's know. I would want to believe it's getting less.
Well, with all the diseases that's out now, there are more vehicles, so the chances of accidents are more.
Right.
Chemicals in the food that we eat every day. So I think our life expectancy is lower than
yeah,
before.
it's slim. It's slim. And I feel is how you live too. Huh? I feel is how you live too. Yeah. Some people might say I'm wrong, but you know what I mean? This is what it is. Got about 25 on to the 8 o'clock hour. You guys can hit us up and let us know what you guys think about the lifespan nowadays. You know what I mean? In the Caribbean and in the world. And if we as people can do better in the way we are living now. You know what I mean?
Especially the food that we consume.
Yeah. Because we tend to eat a bag of stupidness. You know what I mean?
I'm guilty.
You are one of them.
I don't eat that healthy. I try to, but it is expensive to eat healthy.
True. It shows from the stomach area. You start to see it from the stomach area.
It's out there that could pass down from genes.
It's a pass down from genes. Like a jean jacket.
Inherited.
Yeah. People nowadays not inherit fat. Not big belly and them kind of something. That stems from where you're eating. That stems from where you consume.
Well, some people system it have slim people, they could eat a lot and won't change anything. They won't get fat. There's some people as soon as they eat.
I was maga coming up. I was maga coming up until I hit my 20s. I said, boy, nah, I ain't putting on no weight whatsoever at all. I look me there, still 20 something. And I have kind of weight and my face look like barrel. You know what I mean? It's where you consume for real.
Yeah, I do like Joe start back walking and stuff. Right?
Yeah, wake up early morning and go take a tour and them stuff.
We have Kongsu coming up at 7:45. So
yeah.
We have a quick break before.
Yeah, let me run commercials quick and come back. All right. Early morning now. Early morning. Welcome to MG. Let's do this.
Boom Summerfest.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentians that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metrosint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosint General Insurance Company.
Keep calm. We're online now. Thousands of local content for your viewing pleasure. Live. Boom. IKTV. Tune in. Get interactive. Get involved with WhatsApp or Instagram. Interact Live. Party.
Always wanted a motorcycle, but they've been too expensive. I pass in on my way to work and then boom, I see courts of motorcycles outside. I'm excited. I get up one day, I go down, I spoke to this guy. I think his name was Sheena, this short, chubby little guy, you know. I purchased 2 bikes so far. It was the 150 SL and the 250 Dragon. This blue, beautiful AKT TT Dragon. This is my baby. I call her Becky. She gives me the best ride ever. My name is Storyboy Nick and I live to ride my AKT.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentians that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metrosint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosint General Insurance Company.
Your vision is our mission at Quartz Optical. Shop today for up to 25% off. And with Ready Finance, pay nothing for 30 days. Book your free eye examination appointment online at www.quartzoptical.com. Your vision is our mission. Up to 25% off your completed eyewear. Only at Quartz Optical. Value you can see. Conditions apply. See in-store for details.
Keep calm. We're online now. Thousands of local content for your viewing pleasure. Live. Boom. IKTV. Tune in. Get interactive. Get involved with WhatsApp or Instagram. Interact Live. Party from home. Subscribe, follow, send us your voice notes. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, or call us live in studio. Be where the world is going. Stay home and connect online. Boom 1069, IKTV. Join the evolution. It's all about you. Connect now.
Discover new Guinness Smooth. Perfectly balanced for a smooth, refreshing taste. New Guinness Smooth.
Your vision is our mission at Kurtz Optical. Shop today for up to 25% off. And with Ready Finance, pay nothing for 30 days. Book your free eye examination appointment online at www.kurtzoptical.com. Your vision is our mission. Up to 25% off your completed eyewear. Only at Kurtz Optical. Value you can see. Conditions apply. See in-store for details.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentians that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metrosint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosint General Insurance Company.
Keep calm. We're online now. Thousands of local content for your viewing pleasure. Live. Boom. IKTV. Tune in. Get interactive. Get involved with WhatsApp or Instagram. Interact live. Party from home. Subscribe, follow, send us your voice notes. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, or call us live in studio.
Flow is keeping you connected. OMG in the morning. Morning.
I got about 7:45 on the ticker. Welcome back inside OMG in the morning. Got yours truly, Millennium Kid. Holding things down for Bing this morning, yeah. Got a little emergency. And we also got Mr. Thomas coming up right here inside Plain Talk. So Shady, let me know when he's backstage there.
Please give us helping hand, oh job, to guide all of us together. People are straying and straying, dividing themselves from each other. There's too many homeless souls and ragamuffin soldiers. What we need is love. And what we need, everybody, we want vice versa love to all the hungry. Vice versa love, come on and get some. Vice versa love, come on and get it. Vice versa love, to all the rude boys, put down all your guns.
Plain Talk. Plain Talk with Jumo Thomas.
So much things to say right now.
All you talk now on OMG.
I got Mr. Thomas on the other side. Good morning to you, sir. How are you doing?
Good morning. We have a new head man today.
Yeah, different guy this morning. Yeah.
Being his home crying.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
It's always good to have.
So
We get enough feedback, Shady.
You get enough feedback there? I hear it.
Yeah.
All right. Let me know when it's better. Good there. Still getting it?
Well, we have. Yeah, still getting it.
Still getting it. Okay, it's clear on our side. Not hearing it.
As if I'm hearing my voice twice, you know, I say it and then
I sound like an echo.
Yeah.
We're not hearing it from this side. It's all clear and crisp on this side.
But what I wanted to talk about this morning is the fact that we have two young men in the
Go ahead.
Nice. It's still coming back.
Still coming back?
Try go out and come back in.
Try log out and then come back in.
Very well.
All right, Mr. Thomas, try it again and let's see.
Hello?
Yes. It's better now.
Yeah, I think
We're still listening?
it's still there. It's still there.
Yeah, and it's Winston says it's fine on the live stream, and it's fine on our side too.
I don't know. We can try and see what we can do.
You don't have on any device or anything? Any other device?
You have on any other device or anything like that?
Basically, I want to make the point that we have two young men in the studio, both of you. Who have a number of years to work still before you get to retirement age. And based on what we're hearing coming from the National Insurance Service, in another 40 years when you get to retirement, there's a real chance that you may not have any money to collect unless radical changes are made in the National Insurance Service. For one thing, the fund seemed to be running out of money. They have, well, this is quite disconcerting. I can't do it with the feedback that's coming.
But it's coming from your side. Everybody hearing it just fine.
Yeah, we're not hearing any.
And we're not getting any feedback from our end. Yeah. So apparently it's only coming from your side.
You wanna call in?
Unless you wanna.
No, it's coming from your side as well because I'm hearing you. When you speak, you are coming back twice at me.
Oh, it's coming twice at you. It's sounding fine. Everybody's getting it fine on the stream. So I don't know what's it.
Well, if they're saying it's fine, you know, the fund has the difficulties because people are living longer, which means they're collecting much more from the NIS and retirement benefits. The population is aging. Plus, there's a huge hit of people who are unemployed. The unemployed numbers are well over 40%. That's the youth employment. And we know youth make up at least 60% of the population. But those are going to present real problems for us. But as we saw with the most recent rural study that was done by the professionals in this area, it is clear that the ways in which the government has been running the National Insurance Service is a lot to be desired, particularly the investment policies. The actuarial study has called for a revamping in the investment committee. As it stands now, Prime Minister has an opportunity to see 3 persons on the investment committee. I'm not sure how many persons are on there, but the actuarial study recommends that at least 2 of those persons be removed and they be replaced by persons with financial expertise. Clearly, that's a damning indictment for the investment committee previously, because it means that the actual study, those who did it, did not feel that they were making the best kind of investment. We know, for example, that the government has spent $50 million in discretionary funding. One source indicated to me just on the weekend that we have used over $15 million of NIS money, with $500 per student who get 5 subjects or more. It does not matter what their grades are. Once they pass 5 subjects, even though they may not be taking 5 subjects and get a job, because people will be looking for better grades, they get. So it's really a way in which the government has tried to ingratiate itself to the population, to the young people, give them $500 per month. But $50 million in discretionary funding is a lot. There's also the issue of management fees, where we are told that in the last 5 years, that the management fees has gone up by 186%. Almost doubled in 5 years. We know that the workers at the NIS have not had an increase in their salary. Double increase, 200% increase in their salaries over the last 5 years. So it means that those money are going somewhere else. Although the president is trying to make out that 186% increase has to do with the salaries of employees at the NIS. Really, those are big problems that the people would have to deal with and deal with time. The other thing is that when we look at the actual studies and recommendations, it is evident that these recommendations are very anti-worker. It seems as though the problems that have developed at the NIS are being solved on the backs of the workers. For one thing, we are hearing that people must work longer before you can get the suggestion of people to work all the way up to 5 years. As it stands now, people are working up to 60 years. And when they work up to 60 years, they have to wait for another 2 years until they get to age 62. Considering that the vast majority of Vincentian workers, the only money that they get at the end of when they get to retirement is from the NIS. It is really an onerous situation where people have to wait for close to 2 years before they can get any kind of retirement benefits. If you're working in the public service and you're pensionable, you don't solely depend on the NIS fees, NIS payment, because you may have gratuity, you may have pensions. But for the vast majority of workers, for instance, people who work in the private sector, some people who are working for non-pensionable in the government service, they don't have those the gratuity and the pension, the government pension to rely on. They rely solely on the NIS, and these are, like I said, problem. The other thing again that flagged is that the NIS suggests that if you are looking for early retirement, you have to, there's a penalty. There's a penalty of, I think, 0.75% per month. That's serious business to people who are depending on this for their livelihood. So, I think that there's not sufficient interest, there's not sufficient outrage, there's not sufficient concern among the general population. What I find disheartening in a lot of this debate is that if you listen to Prime Minister Gonzalez last week, you would get the impression that it is the opposition, New Democratic Party, that is in control, and that we are being criticized for mishandling the NIS. But the opposition, NDP, has been out of power now for 23 years this March. And why are you still blaming the NDP for problems? The NIS is beyond. But what the Prime Minister's accusations indicate is that the Prime Minister, who has no persuasive answers to the difficulties confront the NIS, now think it's easy to play politics, or it's easier to play politics. Instead of addressing the fundamental problems that are confronted, he says the NDP is lying, or the NDP, and has not really been able, he certainly hasn't been persuasive to me that any lies have been told as to the ways in which the INS is operated.
Right. Because
one of the other things of interest that people should pay attention to is the government was forced, or the government thinks tactically, that it should release the actuarial report, this most recent one, which covers up until 2019, and that pointed to so many difficult problems. We don't know what has happened between 2020, 2021, and 2022. What we do know is that a lot of NIS funds were used to help people out, to roll people over during COVID, during the volcanic eruption. And there's no problem in trying to help our people. The question is where the source of the money is coming from. And there's no way, I certainly am not of the view that NIS money should be used to bail out a government when difficult economic problems come.
Right.
But what we have is that the government has now decided has decided for a long time that it's going to use the NIS funds almost like an ATM machine, an inexhaustible ATM machine. It's going to thought how we are running into problems. So what I would like to see for context and for reference is for the government to release all year actuarial reports. Because the actuarial reports coming up like every 3 years. We have the most recent one. We release that. What they need to do is to release the others so that people can get a chance to compare and contrast, to see what the situation was coming forward, and to see what the actuarial experts were flagging, and for us to get an understanding as to whether the cautions which were raised, let's say 10, 12 years ago, whether they were taken on board, or if not, why precisely because those cautions were not taken on board, whether we don't have a problem, a serious problem, or that they have not contributed to the serious problems which we have now. I try to carry this to the top of the hour, but it's difficult for me to talking in this in the background.
Yeah. I understand, because people nowadays have questions pertaining to the money. Because you could hear it on the streets, but people do have questions pertaining to the money and all them kind of things. Where NS money going, and all them something. But let me take the top of the hour, and I'm coming right back quick. All right.
Boom Summerfest is on. The biggest songs of the summer. Every shift, every day. Playing all the party anthems and hits. All day and all night. We turn up the heat. The Boom Summerfest is on.
The number one morning show in the SVG.
Morning.
OMG in the morning.
Come on now. The one I put more and the one I St. James. Remember when we're gone, we live forever. South Spring, we not going under. I'll get on you, get your money longer. Ready? Broke pocket now, way. Straight from the narrow now, make no wrong turn. Get
cheddar, money maker any weather. Every treasure, dig it up with the leather. Get the cheddar, money maker any weather. Every treasure, dig it up with the leather. Niffy, have a chopper, watch it a propeller. Me house fee up, elevator not a leather. Daddy says son, never tell we said no better. No dead but I like that, blessing her forever. Mummy says sonny, no better with the copper. Me never listen but it never matter. From you is a ghetto, you them a few as a shatter. My badness and my mother prayer make me die.
Core 1069, SPG's number one.
All right, so we are back on the inside. We have Mr. Thomas on the other side. I'm reading from the WhatsApp here. Somebody said, yes, I agree. We should see a report from the beginning of the problems to date. And also somebody's asking, is the NIS investing in the best investments with very high dividends? Somebody's asked.
Well, the thing is that the actuarial study pointed to that very fact. They said that the investments that the NIS has been doing won't have a very high interest yield. A lot of the investments are local. We know that between the central government, the Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and the national lotteries, that make up just over 50% of the INS. Of the NIS investments, and even where their original investments they don't yield a lot. In fact, the actual study calls for more investments in the international markets, which may bring a greater bang for the buck.
Right. Somebody else is asking, can Jomo please tell the public if he knows what tangible investment is being undertaken by the government to ensure people get a pension on retirement? Forget about hotel. That's not an investment.
Forget about what?
Forget about hotel. That's not an investment.
Oh.
Yeah.
You see, well, that's the unfortunate thing, that the government is borrowing this money to say it's building a hotel. I mean, and it is unfortunate that they thought that they could build that hotel at a time when we were being told that a whole host of foreign investors were building hotels. We had the Royal Mill Hotel at Rockham Mill. We have the Black Sands Hotel at Peter's Hope. And we were told the Melia Group was supposed to be building a hotel at Mount Twin. And the Sandals were given a sweetheart deal to build a beach sandals place at Bucharest. So there was really no need at all for the government to say that the government wants to prime the economy by to bring in having employment, uptick in employment, local employment and that jobs. But beyond that, nobody can really seriously explain why the government should borrow money from the national insurance to build a hotel.
Right. Let me see. Rufus Collins is saying the government have been dipping their hands in every source of money in SVG instead of creating sustainable economic environment. That's a comment there from the Facebook Live from Rufus.
You see, one of the unfortunate things I found in last week response by the Prime Minister is that the Prime Minister said, "Oh, the NDP used to do this too." Well, what does it matter? They said that they were going in, they wanted change, they were going in, they were going to make the change.
But everybody,
and a lot of people vote for change and continue to vote for change.
Yeah.
So every time you find your hand picking the pocket of the people, you turn around and tell the people that one of the reasons why we continue to pick your pocket, is because the NDP used to pick your pocket, the previous government used to pick your pocket. That cannot be a persuasive argument at all. But that's what the Prime Minister does, and I think that more of us need to reject this narrow partisan discourse on issues having to do with policy and politics. It wouldn't help us. It doesn't help us at all.
Yeah. Winston is saying when Eustace used to talk about NIS, people didn't pay him attention or brush him off because that kind of talk wasn't exciting with catchy one-liners. Shout out to Winston.
Yeah, well, some of us used to laugh at Mr. Eustace
yeah.
when he made cautions about the NIS, but now he comes out looking like a genius.
Yeah. Yeah, I see somebody calling me on air. Should I take a call? You want me to take a call?
Sure.
Yeah, all right. Hello, good morning, you're on live.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
I caught Jomo's presentation late, but there was another presentation on the NIS since the last one they had or last week.
That's what
there was a presentation at a panel discussion.
Yeah, there was one that was held.
NIS headquarters.
Okay. But you don't think the NIS need to come into the different communities and have more discussion and just have that one elitist discussion? Because that the location for that last activity day, right? I don't think it was geared to for the.
It was a controlled. It was a rather controlled situation.
Exactly.
And one of the unfortunate things that we find happening is that the government is going to what can be called friendly media, where it can be served up lollipops. So, for example, it goes on with Sitting Ryan and the others on BFM. They have a panel discussion, and at the headquarters, you could not hold 200 persons in there.
Exactly.
That was the invitation only. And then the Prime Minister goes to National Broadcasting Corporation, where he holds sway. So you want to bring these officials. I mean, since last year, I invited the CEO of the CEO of the National Insurance Service to come on my radio program, and he promised to come, and then I don't know if he spoke with someone else who told him, advised him not to come.
Well,
if you keep on putting up, I'm going to ask you because
I don't want on a radio program. I don't want the CEO of the NIS and its board members on a radio program. I want them in a town hall meeting. Let them come to the different communities. For example, come to Calaqua. You have the town hall in Calaqua, you have the parish hall. We can have an open discussion, open and frank discussion. And the stakeholder.
Well, they can do some of that too. I mean, none of it is exclusive.
Activity. Okay? I think that last discussion was sort of elitist because only a selected few could have attended that discussion. I want him with the down toward people, the people who like me, who started contributing to the NIS early, but my pension seems to be in danger because of what is allowed to happen to the NIS. I don't know how.
I don't think anybody can argue with that.
Right, so maybe we need to force the hand to come out and meet the people, because if it takes me alone, I would go down and protest in front of the NIS building every day until such has happened.
So what are you waiting for?
All right.
All right, caller, thank you. All right. Let me see here, Mr. Thomas. Somebody's saying the government is not borrowing from the NIS to build the hotel. It's much worse. They are having the NIS invest in the hotel project, so there is no guaranteed recuperating of the fund. That's one person's point there on the live.
I didn't hear what the person said.
The person said the government is not borrowing from the NIS to build the hotel. It's much worse. They are having the NIS invest in the hotel project, so there is no guarantee recuperating of the fund.
Oh, well. Well, you know, the government has this view that says that if you do an investment and the investment, once you build a structure, then the structure remains here. We heard them say that with with Ames, the guy who built the resort, even though Ames ran away with millions of dollars of money. So they believe that they think that structures make it, but many of the structures don't touch and concern the basic conditions of the people.
Understand.
Anyway, gentlemen, I have to leave you.
We got some commercials coming up too. Thank you for your time.
It's very frustrating doing the program.
Yeah, with the feedback.
But I want to keep on listening because I want to see if it improves when I get up.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for your time once again.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, so that was Mr. Thomas right there shedding some light on the NIS for us this morning. We got about 14 after the 8 o'clock. Got a quick commercial break, but before that, a calling all food lovers. It's all about Hotel Alexandrina's Culture Bar and Grill out there in Prospect. Remember, it's a place to be for your ultimate dining destination, starting from 3 p.m. Monday to Saturday. Come and indulge in their delectable menu offering and extensive selections of wines, liquors, cocktails, mocktails, shots, and mouth-watering dishes, and much, much more. Visit them today for the perfect blend of flavors and vibrant atmosphere. You can also call them at 456-9788 for more information. And also, people's up there in Brooklyn, New York, don't forget to check out Woodsy's Bar and Restaurant. Is open today, located at 1133 Clarkson Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11212. Come and enjoy their appetizers like pulled chicken sliders, mozzarella sticks, or even guacamole and plantain chips, or feast on our all-American burger, chicken, rice, and peas, or Caribbean skirt steak. That's right. It's all about Woodsy's Bar and Restaurant. They are now open at 1133 Clarkson Avenue, Brooklyn, 11212. All right. In the meantime, got a quick commercial break coming up right here. It's OMG in the morning.
Boom Summerfest.
What you gonna do when the rain is coming down? Nothing more to do when there's no one else around. Bring it back to the middle, push, take it back to the rhythm. Keep it up for good when the sky's falling down. All you gotta do is to bring it to the ground. Get it up to your inner mouth. Stop, start, down. Nobody can get what you're going through.
Stop the child abuse. See, suspect, say. Among friends and families, a message from the child.
Simple looking things in St. Vincent and the Grenadines are taken for granted every day. Do you ever wonder how and where it's made?
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentians that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metrosint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosint General Insurance Company.
Or email the Patriot Company Limited at gmail.com or ncjackson4753 @gmail.com. The Patriot Company Limited.
This is locally made. My name is Jillian Cruikshank. Join us on IKTV channel 112, where we premiere and air Locally Made, a program featuring locally made produce right here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We'll show you how it's made and how it is done. Remember, every Thursday, 8 p.m. on IKTV channel 112.
Musical entertainment by SVG's top DJs. So SVG get.
In the schools and communities, children of the future, they depend on you. Report to the authorities, that's what you should do. You see the signs, do what's right, put a stop to child abuse.
Horizons, hardware, horizons, one place, horizons, the helpful place. Yo, Horizons is hardware, is the place for all of your home needs. If you want building materials, where you going? For paint and garden tools, where you going? Electrical cables, find that at Corazes. We have everything for your home at Corazes. Located in Kingston, located in Annisville, Pembroke, Diamonds and Beckwell. Shop at Corazes, hardware Corazes, helpful place Corazes, one place Corazes,
home. What's saying?
Paladin SVG Inc. alarm solution is second to none. We offer intrusion alarm systems, security radar, active infrared beams, and emergency alarm systems. Get perimeter protection for your premises. Active infrared beams protect large areas. Our radar video linkage solution sends data to PTZ cameras for active target tracking, so you can take immediate action. Intrusion alarm systems offer reliable protection and records video the moment the alarm is triggered and sends footage to users via email or the app. Intelligent alarm systems mean you can control your home from anywhere in the world. Find out more at Paladin SVG Inc. at telephone number 784-457-7241.
Every day we rise to the top, 'cause we know what it takes. Through it all we survive, yet still hold the faith. Unchangeable, Lord, unchangeable. Hey, no matter how the dollar might stack up, me still not change. Me I go stay rough. Inna the giddy and you have to buckle up your lace. Be smart, don't be a gruff, no. Life, it's a journey, it's a long race. Mama says, son, be wise and don't bring disgrace. So me take up the broom and start sweep the place. 'Cause all these ways, they got to get erased. I love to me people that me embrace. The truth are the truth and that can't erase. So hell to all of those who want hate. Just send me to finish this race. So we ain't giving up now. We put up a fight, we got to be ready, 'cause time's getting dreary. Just said, don't you worry, I'll be the hurry, Lord. We got to be ready, 'cause time's getting dreary. So we pray, we pray, we pray, we pray, we pray, we pray. Let's not be flow when the prayer gone up. Not a evil can harm us. Them think we done when we just a warm up. Yeah, nothing harm enough. So me tell the youth hold on, tell mama be strong. Taki, have faith in God, me no know about man. Long time them a try bring me down, and not just now, from a very young. Chat me every day with them funny tongue. Them a watch me on the telly now. Yeah, giving up now. We put up a fight, we time's getting tricky. Just said, don't you worry. No. I'll be in a hurry, Lord. We got to be ready. Cause time's getting tricky. So we pray. We die. We die. We pray. We die. We pray.
OMG in the morning. Morning.
The voice of Popcorn alongside Dre Island. Track called We Pray. 24 minutes after the 8 o'clock hour inside OMG in the morning. Got yours truly, Millennium Kid, DJ Shady. What's going on with you, Shady? Yeah, once again, unfortunately, Bing is not in today. Yeah, let me see. I see somebody calling me. Let's me what's going on here. Hello, good morning. You're live on OMG.
Good morning, my brother.
What's going on, man?
Hey, good no man. Shady.
Is it the guy responsible for things not being in?
Oh, Jesus.
That's so shady. You see what happened is I made a bet, so Bing wanted me not to win the bet, so he came in yesterday. Yeah. Now we have to stay home today because we still have trying to do. But it's all good. It's all good.
So what's going on, my brother?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm good. I want to touch on two things quickly this morning. One is that NIS issue, and I find too much people live in denial in St. Vincent. That's number one. And number two, too many people believe in who they want to believe in instead of the facts and what is surrounding them, the realities of what they are seeing. But it's simple. I went through that actuarial report there. I dealt with it, with a bit of it on Sunday night and so forth, with Mr. Boucher and my own program. And I still can't understand how people will sit down, listen to the PM, listen to Mr. Stuart, to Stuart Haynes, and still believe that the NIS is at a good place. I can't, for the life of me, understand any of this. Right now, the only actuarial report that you will find is this 11th one that is here now that is being discussed, right? You can now find it on the NIS website because all the rest, even the number 10 that this present one alludes to so much, which for me, that one is worse than this one. So if that is bad and this one is pointing the finger in such a bad direction, that will tell you how things are. And the sad thing is, my brother, is that people sit down and believe in, they want to believe so much that things are good that they will willfully stay in denial. That's dangerous, brother. Because it simply means that as we go along, people are going to find themselves in such deep water. But guess what? Most likely, this present government here that put us in this hot water, they wouldn't be there. So they won't be the one there to face the eye of the people. That's how it vex me. Because right now, people are not taking the responsibility. Read for yourself. And then, you know, the sad thing is that with all of this that is happening, it is you, the worker, us, the workers, who have to bear the brunt of it, who always have to be sacrificing. You see what I'm saying? We always have to be doing the sacrificing. You're not hearing none of the ministers or any of these people saying, okay, let me give up my benefits and so forth. They have entertainment allowance. All of their allowances, all the bills in the house is being paid. They get a salary plus they getting money to go lime. How much money could you, if you want to comfortably go out, whether 3 times a month or 4 times a month, how comfortably can you do that? Plus save, plus deal with your responsibilities.
You have bills and all them things.
But that's my point. And you know, one of the main thing, recommendations in that actuarial report, brother, is to raise things on you again, raise the amount on you again. So taking more money out of your already depleted amount that you're getting when you get paid. But anyway, the other thing I want to touch, because you see me going on that NIS thing, it does vex me. That people could sit down and allow themselves to be fooled. Now nobody's fooling them, they're allowing themselves to be fooled. Which brings me to another thing of brainwashing, how easy it is to brainwash people. You see, up to now, I haven't really heard anybody speak on this COVID something we're happening here when now they want to try to slide back mandates again, you know. Because the fact that they hear Biden and Rishi Sunak them talking about it and true to them, it means it will come right back to face us too.
That's same COVID.
Well, the mandate.
Oh, the mandate, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is that if people have not paid attention for the past couple of years and see and even more recently, where so much information is coming out and so much information is out there, because let me tell you something, I am unvaxxed. I don't care who took the vaccine or whatever. That is your thing. But you know what pisses me off, brother, is the fact that so many people at the time forgot that the unvaccinated were their brothers and sisters, mothers, fathers and friends. People were willing to sell out their very own blood for this thing here. I am sorry for those who, because of mandates, coercion, threats, and so forth, had to take something that they may not have wanted to take. But you see, for those who were arrogant, who wanted people to dead, who wanted people locked out of society, them are my problem. Them are whom me have a problem with.
And from what you're saying, these are the ones that wanted others to take the vaccine.
Yes, same ones. Now, where are the voices? Because they're taking 3, 4, 5 shots and they're still getting sick. Look, Joe Biden just come down with her second bout of COVID after being vaccinated. And people are not sitting down and saying, well, they lied to us right through. So much is coming out. First, they tell you, when you take the vaccine, COVID stops. Even while reputable scientists were telling you, these type of viruses, like the flu and the common cold and all of that, you cannot create a vaccine for none of these things. No vaccine was ever created for anything like this.
And was the vaccine, so to speak, while they take it, while they inject it, or whatever the case is, was that supposed to stop the
It was supposed to. The first thing was it will stop COVID. And how people wicked and who don't want to take it, the wicked, because they don't want to do this for everybody else. No, when they found that it wasn't doing anything, which they knew, they now come and start to change the tongue. Oh, it will save you from hospitalization and death. Which most of the people now, over 70% of the people now being hospitalized with COVID are the vaccinated ones. But still want to come back now with all of the information that we don't know and that we have. All the facts that we don't know. You want to come back now to come talk about, oh, you want to bring back mandates? If Vincent and people in the world sit down and allow these governments to try these things again, they're mad. But you see, there's a psychological part to it. It has come out that there's a professor, that these people had actually employed the services of a mind-bending people, some mind-bending people. The lead professor actually came out and gave an interview on it, where I think he called it nudge something he called it. You think seeing all of those posters telling you about COVID, reminding you about masking and all of that was by accident? No, it was a part of the design to mess with your mind. So every time you see one of these things, you remember you would feel naked without your mask. It was all a part of a psyop. They admit it. Brother, look, even while they were talking about masks, people like Dr. McCullough and all of these other doctors were telling you, Dr. Campbell, they were telling you, don't wear the mask because it's a waste of time. Fauci came back and tell you the same thing, then made a U-turn and tell you that you have to wear 2 and 3 masks. And nobody questioned why, because the coronavirus is so small, even smaller than the flu virus. They tell you it's a waste of time, put on mask.
And somebody's actually here saying on the WhatsApp, Ken, I'm following the new mandates. I have a family member who told me that they are considering wearing masks again.
Yes. Right now, in some of the universities in America, they already put them in place. They said they're doing it for a week. Some said they're doing it for 2 weeks. Seeing if you will comply, brother. If people decide to comply with this thing again, and they're going to get worse. It is going to get worse. No, you have Pfizer and all of them go right on their own website. But all of these governments should be in jail. All of these people, you know why? Because they came and told us that, oh, it will stop transmission, this, that. Pfizer's own people came back after when they were being questioned and said, we never tested for that. We never tested to see if it will stop transmission. But our governments were there telling you, oh, it's going to stop transmission. It's the only way out. Oh, it's safe and effective. When no, even now, well, back then you had the information. Most of them were privy to it. Now that the judge had said, Pfizer, you have to put out all the information out there. Go on the Pfizer's own website in the data dump and see some kind of stuff there. The same pregnant people they were telling it is safe to use. They're finding it now in breast milk. They did no kind of clinical study on how these vaccines would affect pregnant women and in what trimester and so forth. Right. So, brother, you have so much I could go on with about this. The short thing that I want to say is, people, anybody come back with them crappy, do not comply. You see what just happened? The same unvaccinated teachers of them that they have sent home, 40 or 60 of them, the Prime Minister said just come back to work. Unvaccinated. But you're lending out a process where the court don't say send back the people of them to work and pay them the money. That could have done do.
That should have done that long time.
But you want to be the big tough man. You want to show that you are the bad man. So you defy the court and you go and you say you're appealing. But while the appeal going on, you're taking back the same people by them reapplying. I am no liar, but he had a little common sense in a thing. Me might be wrong, but from what I know, those when the judge made the order and say give back the people them the work, it's because the contract that the people them work under, you change the contract. In the government, which can happen. So now when you reapply, for me, what that is saying is, you know that you were wrong. And so the government was right in that you walk away and leave your job. You resign your job, so now you reapply because you know you're wrong. And you start at a lower place. As I said, I'm not a liar, but there's a little common sense in things.
Yeah, because you know what you know.
That is what I'm saying. So you have the same unvaccinated people now in school. So we're hard for call back the police, call back the nurses, call back whoever else you had sent home. But I have a good morning, eh, Sherry?
I think I see some of them back to work.
Some of those that were sent home.
Yeah, that's I think about 40 or 60 unvaccinated teachers are now on the job.
Customs officers as well too.
Yeah, he had customs officers and so forth who were sent home too. Prison officers, police, everybody in the civil service and governmental service who didn't take the vaccines, they had to go home. But before I go, the last thing is that now, how are you feeling going back among the people who literally worked against you for you to lose a job and a livelihood? The same so-called friends and co-workers and people who just today you were laughing and smiling, going out with, and then tomorrow they were the ones hiding the book that you couldn't sign in, locking the gate so that you couldn't go into your job. How could you go back to these same people and smile and grin?
Yeah, but the same people, they was trying to protect their interests as well.
But yes, Shady, they were protecting their interests. They went and they made a conscious decision to take a vaccine. But so Shady, one thing I know, where you're right, and I know, is where mine begins. Yeah. So if you had the right to make your decision, I don't have the right to make mine about my own body too.
Right.
But you stand up and you chose to fight me and my own right, and take it away. And that was the arrogance I was talking about in the beginning. That this arrogance here, you were so arrogant that you, Sherry, in a hard to see how the arrogance happened. The people.
To keep their job.
No, I'm not just talking about who took it, just to keep the job, You see, especially the force set who took it because they felt superior. They took it and felt superior. Them are who me talk about. Them who wicked enough. Because most of them who took it after the mandates when they had no choice, they went right down to the wire. Exactly. But I'm talking about those who initially took it and felt superior to everybody else.
They felt powerful.
They felt powerful. In a hard to see how the Holocaust happened, Because your very own sell you out. So how you see me? Make you see myself being going back to work around you and smile and grin with you. Me not tell people not to forgive and to think, but the fact that you could have taken such a hand in making sure that you make it appear as though yes, I abandoned my job. But
somebody saying COVID-19 came to reveal a lot about us.
Yes.
Enlightenment. Yeah.
And that is fact.
Yeah.
Probably they were looking at a different perspective, so they were, like trying to.
Shady, you can't tell me that's the perspective trying to protect nothing. You took it because you wanted to protect your job. Fine.
Yeah.
But oh gosh, respect somebody else who said, nah, me not take it and me stand up for me.
Yeah.
You instead went on a tirade where you helped to lock out your own co-worker who you know have a family too. Yeah? You hide the book so that they can sign in because you know that unless it shows that you have not gone to work for 10 days in the service, you have abandoned the job. You decide to help hide the book so that they can sign in to say they've been there. You know they've been there. But you take something from somebody else.
Come from people higher than
Shady. Yes, others. I agree with you. Others came. But I got to tell you something. It is incumbent on you who are going to carry out the orders to make sure they are legal. Yeah? So because let me ask you a question. Yeah, but let me ask you a question, Shady.
Yeah.
And this is directly equivalent and proportionate to the same vaccine thing here. So because Bing might come and tell you, but all right, Bing are the boss. And Bing tell you now your same co-worker right there who is there with you. Bing tell you what you see, boy, me not feel here move the thing and then pant up the board good enough. So what you stab me in the heart? You go stab me in the heart. Because what was an order?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you following orders there.
You see my point.
But that's more literal than.
No, it is the same in a figurative. It is literal because you literally killed people and stopped people from eating. So it's the same. You literally took people's lives. Because if you make sure that a man can eat and a Shady, a kill he no.
Yeah, stop the man bird food.
You kill he no, brother. Yeah. But that's the point. If a man can eat and provide free family, you kill he.
So how a woman knowingly giving a guy AIDS and someone she taking a gun and she taking a gun and shoot, but they don't charge that as
no. I don't know if let me not say I don't know. I don't remember if St. Vincent has that rule in place. I think we do. But I know in some states in America, yeah. You could be charged for murder. It's murder.
Yeah, knowingly.
Yeah, it's murder.
We have sense knowingly, and going out and doing something like that is still murder, man.
It's murder.
Yeah. Right, but you never hear about anybody getting charged for that.
Not in St. Vincent as far as I remember, but I know in some states and support in America.
It's
murder.
Taking a gun and shoot someone. But
yeah,
if someone take a gun and shoot someone, they're gonna be locked up for that.
But that's it. And you see the thing, so that's it. But you're making my point. You're making my point right there. Yeah. You're making the point right there. It's still it is still murder. So therefore, if even though you follow, you see the case that I won against the state. That was part of the thing that the officers tried to say we were following orders. The judge had to tell them no. That is why in there it says you will follow every lawful order. If it's not lawful, you don't follow it. Because when you're going to arrest somebody, it's on you to decide whether it's a lawful arrest because you must know the law too. So it comes right back to the same thing, Shady. You can't just tell me that you're going to follow orders. And so you want to tell me, you see why I said a while ago the Holocaust, I see why the Holocaust was so easily done? Because people were selling out their own family, the people in their own house for their own security. Selfishness is the order of the day. Because if people are being selfish and everybody stood up together, the mandates never would have worked.
Yeah, that's true.
Have a good morning, guys. Nice Shady.
Yeah, hey, that's some serious point in my mind. Yeah, man, serious. Hey, somebody else is calling me. Let's see what's going on. Hello, good morning.
I just want to call just a little quick support to my brother. But then we go back for the NS. So he's correct. There's actually no actual review. that we are seeing publicly. We are now looking at this one that is, it came out in 2019. 2019, 2021, they're supposed to come out 3 years, so we could see them. You know, they kept them back and said that, you know, coronavirus around the world and other countries, they're bringing it out as an excuse not to bring out the reality. But in this document, when you look at it carefully, it's very scary. You're seeing, for example, predictions made that they project that the expenses will exceed the contribution, meaning then that since 2019 they were very much aware that they're literally spending more than they're getting in. And do you know they still had the audacity to go and lend monies? We are understanding yesterday, not from the NS side, it's from Providence Fund side. And I'm only saying the bottom line to this. You hear it now. Oh, the reason why we have problems. Let me give you them here. Because I'm reading here from what is in the Searchlight newspaper and not the actual thing itself. Among the challenges are aging population of Vincentian driven by reduced birth rate, increased life expectancy, compliance challenge in the rural and Grenadines area, and no contribution rates. Let me give you what we heard from the 2008. And we only got that one from Honorable Annie Newstead. So let me just give what happened, what they said in that 2008 actuarial review. That came in the most of the newspapers. NAS profit, this is what we hear in 2012 January. NAS profit has fallen from 27 million in 2008 to 5.6 million in 2010. And the latest actuarial review completed in 2008 shows that unless the 8% contribution rate is revised, the NS will not have enough money. But you notice 27 million 2008. Under the NDP, we used to have 30 million in profits. And so by 2008, up to 2008, it was still in good stead. Thank God to Reginald Thomas' help, because for me, this is a total different being than what we have currently with Mr. Haynes. And he tried, and that is why they have to vote. But I'm saying, when we go down, just in 2 months, just in 2 years, we are down to 5%. So you can imagine 2011, cash drop, and still continue to borrow monies, to build airport money, to do this, to do that, and a lot of things we don't know, because actually, and I'm only saying, you know what these people had the gravity to do, and my brother raised something. It's not to go and cut those politicians. And I want to say, my brother, you know, it's not just politicians from one side. We should cut the incompetence of the opposition for the NDP that has sat there and allowed them. And every time you hear Friday and lick up, you hear Honorable Prime Minister. And I'm only saying their salaries, their pension wouldn't cut. One last thing, in terms of the COVID-19, I have gone all out the way, my brother, not just to do the research, but to send the information. I send it to Sergeant Roth. I send it to Trevor Bailey. I send it to Inspector. I send it to the police. I send it to the Minister. I send it to Curtis Cake. I send it to Dr. Friday. Do you know, even with the opposition getting it, Dr. Friday came publicly, took a camera, put it on his hand, took the vaccine and encouraged people to take a vaccine, even though he had the stats, the very early stats coming from the CDC. That 1 February, 1,278 persons died. The one in July of 2021, 13,000 persons died. And the one, this is just testable thing that could stand up from the CDC FDA, that by 2010 April, you had 18,000 deaths, 837,000 adverse events, blood heart information. And so who do we blame? Not just blame Dr. Gonsalves and Roger Duncan and all of those people here, but we have to blame that opposition, the unions who gave support that people must take vaccine, even when I called Mr. Robinson and Boucher and showed them that these vaccines are not safe. I thank God for the judge. The judge did the right thing. And my lawyers who helped me to get through this process, literally have said that what has happened in November of 2021, when the great Gadjo, Mr. Gonsalves, went to the Port Authority and told them that vaccine safe and effective, only 1 or 2 persons died, when he himself had gotten infected and 8 parliamentarians, was a lie. And my lawyer said to me that that is murder. Having the knowledge that these vaccines are not safe and fooling people and giving them vaccines when you had the stats, I am saying is unacceptable. Our way forward, we want criminal charges must be brought against the unions, the opposition, Mr. Gonsalves, there's one thing that you're all missing out, and my brother was missing out in his presentation. Why it is so hard? It started from Donald Trump, Biden, Bill Gates. It is in Barbados. It is in Guyana. They continue to get vaccines. You know why? Because we are now understanding that the vaccine, pharmaceutical, are spreading the wings. So, and that is what made it very difficult for Vincentians, you know, because they say, look, Barbados doing it, look, America doing it. It had to be true. I cried in my heart for my best friend in closing, a teacher. The sister said, Hammy, you know, I went to see my brother. He turned yellow for a week. I went by his home. There's a teacher working at Stubbs School. She said, my brother, I'm wrapping up with this man. No, the brother. The brother, she said, I went to see my brother, he turned yellow. She said, brother, hold on a while. When you turn in where you ever get sick before? She said, sister, I want to confess to you. You know, I agreed with my wife that that's all the stats are dangerous, but I want to meet the deadline. That deadline that this Mr. Wicked Gonzalo giving him, he said he didn't want to see his children go on the street. The second week he's a dead man. 16 teachers. Last week alone, I did a research. 7 years, one on the 4th of September, now when the pharmacy down there said that since I took Pfizer, I took AstraZeneca. I bleed in my period bleed. Jesus Lord, up to now I did a research today, and yesterday calling the headmistresses of them. Did the Ministry of Health call you? It's like they're telling me I'm playing politics. To tell you that CDC finally admitting that if you take the vaccine, that you will not, you are more likely to get infected. It is murder. And I'm saying I want justice. And I'm saying, Judge, it is time, Judge, that I want to ask you, how come you could make a decision? And how come we have to wait until November? Till my brother and all my hard-working people have to wait. It's Gonzalo the King.
Thank you for your time.
Love you, my brother. God bless you all very much for what you all are doing here this morning. Love you all very much.
All right, thanks, man. Yeah, that was Ham with it. Yeah, I'm a sound like a real movie, man. Let me take one more call before we jump inside some commercials, all right? Hello, good morning.
A special good morning to you, sir.
Morning.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Yeah, Shady, you've been around a while, and excuse me, I don't normally call to endorse what was said by Kenson King. His name is Shady.
Yeah, Kenson. Yeah.
Well, I sat there at the other airport and I listened to his presentation, and I beg to be associated with his commentary this morning because the importance of the longevity and survival of the NS is also my pet talk. I believe that Vincentians need to pay attention, and I agree with Kenton King that it is an important avenue in our life. You have to pay attention. I normally pay my NS because as a taxi operator, I see a lot of operators fall by the way that they live a relatively decent life, but after they retire, they fall into a quagmire where they couldn't sustain their life. I don't want that to happen to me, so I joined the NS hoping that when it comes, I will get my benefits. But when I do an analysis and I listen to what was said by Kenton, I wonder if I will be alive to get my benefit. If I'm alive, would the NS have any money to pay me? And that is really bothering me. When you listen to the sober presentation, you don't normally come over that sober as Kenton, as Shady will tell you. But this morning, I think he did a wonderful job, and I hope that people listen to him and take a personal step to decide, well, you know, this NS is about us. And if we can get a short-term change, the only wholesale change we could do is when the next election comes, we vote out Ralph Gonsalves and put somebody who we think will make an effort to make sure that the NS is properly managed. Because I'm worried about that, and I'll be honest with you, I'm very passionate about the NS because let me tell you something. Frank Saver always tell me if I have the discipline to pay the NAS some money every month, I should put it into a bank account. But how much of us could manage our money to say, well, this to put in the bank this month, and the bank is something like
You could just go and take it back out.
right, and that's going to have for a month.
And even for us too, for me and Shady, I could tell you this much: we have to start worrying now. You know what I mean? If we reach to that age in order to get back the money.
Well, you might be alive because you're young, but if the NAS will have money to pay you when you reach the retirement age, and that is my biggest concern. That's my biggest concern. So, Ken King, I don't know how I support you, but I support you 99.9% that's presented this morning. And Mr. Hamilton, this one is for you, Mr. Hamilton. Mr. Hamilton, it's not the politics of everything that's surface. Look at how Kenton presents himself this morning. You want a more defined politician than Kenton King, but this morning he made he make a wonderful presentation, and he have me thinking, and I show you have more people thinking that the NAS is about us and our responsibility to make sure it's still alive. And the only solution is to get rid of Afghanistan. All right, go on. Have a nice day.
You have a blessed day, man. Have a blessed day. We got a quick commercial break right here inside OMG because this NAS thing could go on for days. Somebody else calling. I'll take a call in the next hour. 6 more minutes before we shut it down. Huh? You want me to take a call?
Yeah.
All right. Hold on. Hello, caller. Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the boom.
Yes.
How you doing? It's a very long time I ain't call this program with you on there, boy. Shady, morning. Amen. Well, you know, it warms my heart to hear some people calling and speaking, and like they're finally making up their mind and see what is happening within St. Vincent with our NAS and all these things. And we could see that the tide is changing very slowly. It's good to hear these people come out and speak out and say that they want to change now.
Right.
You know, it's always good to hear. They move the chucking up their heart and let the blood flow free, that they can speak and come out and accept that now the country is in a state that it needs to be taken back and it needs to be handled, because they realize they can't live to reach them age to get them kind of money from NS. So they realize now is the time they want to make a change, but there's hope. There's always hope. You know, one of my things I'm looking at this morning right here now, Ken, is coming through the Villa Road by the Fitness Quest gym there, coming up by where we're living up there. This road has become right now the bypass road, just like when they were fixing the Mesper Road. It had a bypass road that all the vehicles had to use. It no matter what, they had to use it. No, you have to use the Villa Road to get back on the main road to Kellyco. Some vehicles are taking the road right in front of me by the garage to go wrong and jump out back in Manazin. That's right by the college gap. And you know the state of that road going down, it's very rough. But people want to get back on the main and they are using it. And you should see the traffic flow that's going down there. And we, some guys on the block there trying to help out the traffic situation. And we have to give thumbs up to these guys on the block who are giving the help out to the traffic. Because this morning we'll have a traffic block from Villa coming right down all back on the main road. Thanks to that little bypass road there.
This man,
right, and this
even last night too. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
But I think there was it an accident or something? Because I see a lot.
No, I think they're fixing. I think they say they're fixing the road or something like that.
Yeah, something.
The road on my aquatic club coming on that side there. Yeah, by the way they build that new bus stop on the side coming over there.
Yeah.
So I think that's what I heard. I'm not too sure. I didn't see it for myself, but that's what I heard. But it's to see. Yes, it's to see the well right now. If you see the flood traffic are still passing, and because of the guys directing the traffic down on the road to come back to College Gap, easy traffic flow by a far, you know. And these are the kind of little bypass roads that should be paid attention to. You have, you know, coming up in our road, they started fixing this road. And as they get up to where, by just above where Miss Velops live up there, they stop fixing the road. They stop fixing it from there, go right back up in a terrible state. They stop fix it. So I want to know from down the gym to up going up in Glendale, if the money done for a piece of road already, so they must want to go for another set of money to do that little piece going up there. You know, but we have a bypass road here that needs fixing, and I'm certain sure when the new representative gets in office, that will be one of our first projects she'll want to do, because it definitely need this bypass road has saved a lot of people from the drives and so forth already. All it needs a little widening and fix. And it's a very good shortcut getting out and back on the main when you have a traffic block on the main road down there. It's a very...
If party change, they're going to take a while before they could actually start.
Well, yeah, because you're with the country there right now. You're with the country right now. But when you're talking roads and they start fixing roads, if even you do half of it, at least do it and let people see you doing a start. Make a start, you know? But we need these bypass roads. And the man who is supposed to be here dealing with the business of the constituency, he's nowhere to be found. And the road, the places in a state, look at the trees, overhang trees, all of the side of the road going around. And we have to talk about these things, you know. You can't be in a government for 21 years and beating the chest and bragging and doing nothing. You still say doing, but you ain't doing nothing. Because look at where people have to drive their vehicles in order to get back to the main. These roads, we should have been more developed than this. For 21 years, we should have been more developed. Instead of that, we're going back to boat school. We leave the big schools and them girls' high school and all of them. Thomas Sanders and all of them big wall structure that we could repair when school is closed.
Yeah, but we have a lot of resources too. So.
We don't have a lot of resources. What they did with it? For 21 years, what they've been doing with all the resources? They meet money there.
Which resources?
They meet a lot of money there. The NIS was packed. They use it to do stupidness. And now we have people suffering, raising people age for them to get their pensions and all sort of things. Anyhow, I have said enough. Have a wonderful morning, guys. You guys be good. You know, you guys be good, man. Great. All right.
Thanks, man. Yeah. Boy, I said it a while ago, and this whole thing would go on and on. Somebody else is calling, but let me hit the top. Yeah. Let me hit the top and come right back. All right.
Boom, Summerfest is on. The biggest songs of the summer. Every shift, every day. Playing all the party anthems and hits. All day and all night. We turn up the heat. The Boom Summerfest is on.
The number one morning show in the SVG.
Morning.
OMG in the morning.
Come on now. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. All I know is God is holy. Protect your life if you one and only. Evil people will kill you slowly. All I know is God is holy. Protect your life if you one and only. Evil people will kill you slowly. You see, faith is a key that opens all doors. Yeah, if you believe. Patient, my brother, and you will receive, yeah. Oh, be not offended by negative things that people say. Oh, oh, Popcorn says again. All I know is God is holy. Protect your life, it's a one and only. Evil people will kill you slowly. All I know is God is holy. Protect your life, it's a one and only. Evil people will kill you slowly. Lifetime contract, me and God never lose contact. Vegan, well warm and stock. Them want eat man food like snack. Them church real, stereotype man true man black. See the enemy I set them trap. Almighty I push them back. Hey, just fear no evil as you go on. No. Yeah. Give praises, another day is done. Love your life, love your family. Now if you overcome this struggle, don't get weary. We sacrifice out for the poor and needy. Just be careful where them are feed me. Just be calm and be gentle. Respect everyone.
1069.
Could be
your mother, your father, your aunt, and your sister. Yes, and your brother. Me say family. This road I pray for me. No evil us, no envious, cannot devour me. Stay far from poverty, Jah know me destiny. Shane Brown and popcorn and berries, you know we blessed for real. All I know, that is all. Take your life, it's your one and only. Even people will kill your soul. All I know. That is all. Take your life, it's your one and only. Evil people will kill us slowly.
If you give a little more than you take, and if you try to fix more than you break, if you're the kind who takes the time to help a stranger in the rain, there's a place for people like you.
Bull 1069.
If you stand up for those down on their knees and lend a voice to those who cannot speak. If you shine a little light, give sight to the ones who've lost their way. There's a place for people like you. I heard up there the streets are made of gold, and when you get there, there's a hand to hold. I believe when your days down here are through, there's a place up there for people like you. If you walk around with your heart on your sleeve, and if you're trying to be the change you want to see, if you lay down your life for love so someone could be saved, there's a place for people like you.
The number one morning show in the SVG.
Morning.
OMG in the morning.
Come on now.
Hey, 5 minutes after the 9 o'clock hour, and it's a heated, should I say debate or a conversation this morning? A conversation, yeah, concerning this whole thing with the NIS. I see somebody been calling me a while ago. Caller, you can call me back right now at 451-1069. Yeah, it's about the whole NIS scene. I'm seeing here on the live, somebody saying that the government refused to deal with the NIS for years. Even after numerous warnings, the unions reached out to the government years ago and were ignored. Let me see what's going on. Let's take this call. Caller, good morning.
Morning, guys. Sherry, what's going on?
Yes, man. You ready to sell liquor?
You want to buy this car so dread?
What is it, a Sprinter?
Nah. Is a Bluebird?
A Corona.
Corona.
Oh, you say Corona, man.
Corona.
If it's a Corona,
yeah, it's not people to be in that car dread.
Yeah.
Anyway, first let me say good morning to everybody, and I empathize with the people who think they may not get a pension. I never paid any money into the NIS and anything, so I don't focus on it. But I gotta talk about Kenton's presentation. All right, I mean, people just call this guy loud mouth and big mouth. Same with me, they call me big mouth. But I'll tell you, see, when it comes to his contribution and the vaccine and people and virus and everything,
yeah.
And they're talking about putting in place mandates and this and that again. If any Vincentian employee, even in the private sector, put up with that crap again, you hear me?
Yeah.
Whatever they get in the long run, they deserve. Let me tell you something. There is strength in numbers.
Yeah.
Businesses can't do without the employees. And so, same thing with government. And if everybody, and based on the evidence that's out there now, nobody should listen to these guys. It doesn't matter who it's coming from. Not even the CDC. Them so corrupt is a shame. All right? And I am advising every Vincentian listening to this program, don't buy into the crap with these so-called vaccines. It's doing more damage than it was supposed to do any good. You understand?
Yeah, and we are came to terms with that already.
I ain't Hammy, stop your nonsense. This new virus is no different. It is because I drive in the truck and I don't have the information right now.
Right.
All the symptoms, if I get a chance tomorrow, I'll call back and give all you that this is officially from the British health system. What the virus, this new virus is called Pyrola. Don't worry, Hammy, with all them fancy numbers in you. It's all gobbledygook. All right? They call it the Pyrola virus. Now this thing, they named it after an asteroid way out in Timbuktu, near to Jupiter, that is say would never ever hit the earth or anybody. It is a threat to nobody. So you must figure out now why they name it Pyrola. It's Pyrola. Go and check it out.
And you said they named it after an asteroid.
Yeah, asteroid.
Yeah.
So let me tell you something now. If you see all the official symptoms of this virus, it's no different than the regular flu. He's talking about is so much times more contagious. So what if it's contagious? It's telling you now, the Israelis, the Germans, the Japanese, everybody tell you now that natural immunity outweighs any vaccine they could ever produce for this. But he's still coming up with the stupidness. Stop your nonsense, guys. I never really, take a turn on you. But I want you to listen and stop your nonsense and stop trying to let people panic over this virus. It's nothing. And the only way you can win this is with natural immunity. All them doctors in St. Vincent know that. But they still want to go along with the narrative. They know why.
So let
me tell you something. What the medical fraternity is suffering with now is that people don't trust them anymore because people see all the evidence out there. I'm telling you, they don't trust these people anymore because they're going to. I still ask the question, guys. What did these people learn when they go to medical school? They know the oath that they took, which is called the Hippocratic Oath. Read it. HIPPOCRATIC. Hippocratic Oath. Every doctor has to repeat it. I could give you a history about it. But time is of essence here now. Yeah. But all you go check it out, Hippocratic Oath. And see what every doctor, right? You gotta repeat. It's just the same like a lawyer. They gotta take an oath. Yeah. Same with the Prime Minister. Yeah. When he goes and he signs it, he gotta take an oath. Okay, and they have to hold to it. And these people know from the science. They went to med school. They know that this was all garbage. How you could trust them now? Tell me how you supposed to trust a bunch of people like that sell out their integrity.
Sell themselves.
Man, let me tell all this something, eh? Let me tell all this something. Nobody in St. Vincent. Don't put up with this crap. It's a joke. All of you know somebody who's suffering from these so-called jabs, either dead or seriously injured. Yeah. They're taking up the data to see where any of them died from. They're doing any autopsies. There's a lot of problems, guys.
Yeah.
Don't mind. You see, let me ask all your questions. Shady, tell me something. Shady ain't want to hear because Shady feel like
get phone call. Get phone call.
But let me tell you something. I want to ask you a question. You see any minister in any country or any prime minister in any country or anybody in the hierarchy of government anywhere in the world, you see any of them dead?
None of them.
You see any of them get seriously ill?
Well, they got sick. They got sick and
everybody.
And for a few of them,
whether they're vaccinated or not, if you've been wrong the thing, but it's just like the flu.
Yeah.
It's just like the flu. If you're wrong somebody who sneezed 2 minutes ago and you pass and you inhale the particles in the atmosphere, once it gets into your nostril, they're going to get flu.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
They get ill, but any of them dead?
Nah.
Good, but you see anybody, but you see ordinary people dying though.
All the time.
Who were perfectly healthy.
Yeah,
people were perfectly healthy.
Yeah, even after they took the vaccine.
You understand?
Yeah, even after they took the vaccine.
People just gotta start putting their heads together. Nobody, I don't care what the Prime Minister, or any health minister, or any CMO, or anybody come on for the radio and tell all you, listen, go get your booster. Let them take all the boosters right now. Ask them how much boosters they're up to. Because based on what the CDC was saying, them should be up to the 17th booster by now. Ask them why they stop. How come they stop take boosters, but they're encouraging everybody else to take boosters? All of them should be up to the 17th booster by now.
The 17th.
Yeah. You're supposed to take it every 3 months. Now they were talking about, you might have to take it every month. And then now they want to come back and say, well, you might have to take it once a year like the flu shot. Take what?
That still keep you safe? That still stretch out your lifespan or something?
I don't, must you do it. Some of them, well, you know, if you notice, there's only 2 of them they're talking about, You notice AstraZeneca, Johnson & Johnson, Sputnik, you notice all them gone off.
Yeah,
market,
because
right?
I ain't hearing much about some of them either. Yeah, and those are some of the few.
All they're talking about is 2 of them, mRNA. All they got to do, everybody know about the mRNA technology and what it's doing and what they hope to achieve with this mRNA. Ask them why they still posted those 2 and nothing else. Ask them. There's an ultimate agenda with these people. And everybody got a smartphone. Start looking into what the real reasons are behind this whole thing.
Just do the research.
Look, just do the research. So my partner Kingsley. Kingsley phone in. And Kingsley is openly admitting now on his program that he know the vaccine created a lot of damage, including himself. He knows. So people should take the cue from that. And all this stop listening to them dopey heads. Who because they failed to have a medical license, they could come and do for all you into taking something for their own benefit. Ask them why they're benefiting and they're recommending it. Ask them.
We have another,
that's all they need to do.
We have another caller coming up.
Yeah, all right. Take it easy, buddy. Talk to all you.
Yes, man. Thank you for your time. All right, so remember you guys can hit us up also on the WhatsApp at 455-1069. Let me take another caller. Caller, good morning.
Yeah, I'm back again.
Yes, Kenson.
Yes.
You've been getting some praise this morning, boy.
The praise.
Yeah, you've been getting some praise this morning.
The praise is not about it to me. I want people to be aware, and I want people to stand up to certain things. I call back just to take maybe about a minute at a time because I need to read something from the actuarial report for you so people could understand something. Now, these are recommendations that were made in the report. And when I'm done, I'll give you my conclusion of this. Now, I'm going to start reading here. Critical to ensuring fund solvency for at least the next 25 years is a contribution rate increase. Now, let me stop right there. A contribution rate increase. You are already in line. Me, you, Shady, all of we have to pay 750 contributions before we're eligible for NIS pension. And that 750 is a 50% increase. And us, it was 500. You read 750 for us. So it's a 50% increase. Right? Now, if you notice, they're still talking about increasing again,
Still. Still after this one?
You see?
Right.
So, although we are already slated for 250, it's possible we could get another hike in the amount of contribution before we're eligible for pension. But you'll see how it's going to tie in as we go down here. It is therefore recommended that the contribution rate be adjusted in line with one of two following options. A, 1% each year starting 2022 until at least 15% is reached by 2026. Or B, 0.5% each year starting in 2022 until 15% is reached in 2031. Now, you remember I talked about the 10th actuarial report? The recommendation for the 750 in that, but it is a report that we have never seen.
Right.
The NIS hiding it. All of the reports should be up on the website. We only see this one for all the years they've been doing actuarial reports.
Or they're only showing us what we want to see.
No, they're showing us no because they want us to dive in with them to create draconian measures against ourselves. Material savings from benefit reforms can only be realized from changes to age pension provision. Following are several opportunities for reducing long-term costs, all of which should be considered. 1. Reduce the maximum age or invalidity pension percentage rate from 60% to 55% before 55% is attainable under the current schedule of accrual rate. Simply meaning they work out the amount they forget. 2. Do not award all age pension to insured who have not substantially retired. Now, we have a problem here in St. Vincent where you have pensioners being brought back into the system, getting a salary and still getting pension.
Yeah?
Yes.
For real.
So that is where they're telling them now we have to stop. Nobody don't have to tell them that. They should know that. So the government have people, have retirees on contract, working in the system while getting a pension. Number 3, gradually increase the age at which reduced age pensions are awarded from 60 to 62. Meaning, carry up your age.
So you gotta live longer now.
You have to live longer. But this is the part. This is one that is going to hit you in this storm. Increase the reduction, and I'm going to read number 4 and number 5 and tie them in for you. Increase the reduction factors that apply to all age pensions from 0.5% per month to as much as 0.75% per month in an effort to discourage early pensions. And number 5, here's another increase in pensionable age so that age 65 is reached in 2026 instead of 2028. Simply meaning, raise the pension age before 2028, right? So by 2026, the age rate should already be up. So who should go to 67, who should go to 65, and so forth.
Right.
But here's the slap to you, Cherry. You see that thing that will Curtis play on? Give me please now, before me say this piece here. I need you to play that before I say this piece here. So.
I want to say thanks to those who voted for Labour, but now a ball.
Right. I'm going to tell you the reason why I tell you to play that. You see that number 4 that I read there, increase the reduction factors that apply to all age pension from 0.5% per month to as much as 0.75% per month in an effort to discourage early pensions. Curtis King, no Minister of Education, and I wouldn't even go further after this one. Yeah? Curtis King, who is now Minister of Education, when he was retiring as from the post of principal at the grammar school, he had an issue with this. Now when I hear Curtis voice none tall, for none of this, because now Curtis eat a food. His pension show unsecure, so he don't care anything about you, the people out here. Let me tell you what I mean. You see that 0.5% that they talk about there? For every year that you take your pension early, so if you're eligible to get a pension, let's say at 65, and you retire at, let's say, 60, and you decide that you want a pension because you don't pay all of your contributions and so forth, so you want a pension now, you are going to lose 0.5% per month, which is 6% per year. from your pension for every year you take it early. So if you decide to take it 5 years early, you're going to lose 30% of your pension.
So you ain't getting your full thing.
So you're not getting a full pension. They're beating you for wanting to take what is yours early. So now what they want to do is to raise that from 0.5% per month to 75 cents. Which is 3/4%. So now that will discourage you from wanting to take your pension early.
Yeah.
You retire at 60. Why you want to wait? You don't know how long?
So you know,
exactly. Work on that.
Yeah, you still have to wait until probably around 67.
Work on that. Work on that.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. The law still says that you can retire at 55 early. So let's say because of the age expansion and so forth, you know maybe you were eligible at 62, but now you have to go to 65. That's a 10 years if you take your time, if you decide to retire early.
So they're forcing your hand.
They're forcing your hand. So you want to tell me that I don't pay all of my contribution that I'm supposed to pay. I'm eligible for my pension. The law said that I can retire early, but then you holding me hostage with my own money.
Right.
Before I go, you see the same court to say? There was a town hall meeting. Me always talk about it, so I talk about it this morning. Minerva Glasgow, who was second in command at the NIS at the time. Curtis, the same Curtis King there, because he was frightened for his pension. He had 9 years to wait. Curtis stand up and ask a question. So people like he who have 9 years to wait, what are they supposed to do between that time until they get their pension? Minerva Glasgow say you're supposed to you must get a bank account and live within your means. Boucher, who is the head of the PSU, stood up and asked her if she crazy. Because for some people who work in for less than $1,000 a month, or even up to $1,000, how are they to maintain a bank account, maintain their livelihood, take care of the children, and all the responsibilities?
And still pay
NIS. Which you mightn't get back. And so now, if you notice, to discourage all the pensions, so you must continue to take licks for what the government do for something that is not your fault. Yeah? Have a good morning, people.
All right, thanks again, Kenson. Yeah, boy, it's licks after licks after licks. Yeah, so we're talking about the NIS this morning. Got some 25 after the 9 o'clock. I think we got a quick commercial break coming up right here, boy. You guys can continue to hit us up on the WhatsApp at 455-1069. You can continue to call us on air at 451-1069 also, all right?
John, no, but I want to sing. I want to everything good?
Yeah, everything
cool.
good.
Yeah, man. Anyone tell us the other day we were very clash, I tell them the big tune, we can't sleep. And the whole place still going to tell them, man. Yeah, man, the tune go on, man. It's hot, man. Tell them, man. Man, don't tell them, man. Respect. I said different mistake. You know, so that small 5 years, and they go down, they can't bless me with something.
OMG in the morning.
Me now no money. As you watch me, you think me for running. And you all laugh like you think say funny. Me nothing for weak, man. Give me a break, man.
And it's definitely one of those songs that people nowadays can relate to. You think it's easy?
And you all laugh like you think say funny. Look how much you owe me.
It's rough on Vincentian nowadays, boy. Yeah, I could definitely tell you that.
Why you think say your problems bigger than for me? Me never see you yet, and you have nothing to give me. And every time me ask what you are deal with, I just nothing like why you see me. Me can't afford to give you every time. Cause right now me don't have a dime. The time you sit down on the corner lurks, just walk a look at work. Me not have no money. As you watch me, you think me for running. And you all laugh like you think say funny. Me nothing for weak, man. Give me a break, man. Me now have no money. As you watch me, you think me for running. And you all laugh like you think say funny. Look how much you owe me. You better you love me, love me, love me.
Summerfest.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way. Super 6 a bigger jackpot game.
$600,000. That's the Super 6 jackpot from midday Tuesday, September 5th. It's $600,000.
you gonna do when the rain is coming down? Nothing more to do when there's no one else around. Bring it back to the middle, push, take it back to the rhythm. Keep it up for good when the sky's falling down. All you gotta do is to bring it to the ground. Get it up to your inner move. Stop, start, down. Nobody can give what you're going through.
The sexy Heineken ladies. Action starts from 4 p.m. You're free until 9. And it's Heineken Fridays. So the Heineken beers are in special. 5 for 20. That's 5 Heineken beers for only $20. Musical entertainment by SVG's top DJs. So SVG gets ready. Come on out and make memories in a unique atmosphere inside Heineken Fridays. Listen every Friday at Pier 1, located in Villa. This ad brought to you by Heineken.
Summer, summer, summertime.
District Stairs is having a grand summer sale. 20% off all vinyl flooring store-wide. Vinyl floors are suitable for every room in the home. They are beautiful, versatile, water-resistant.
This is Locally Made. My name is Jillian Cruikshank. Join us on IKTV channel 112, where we premiere and air Locally Made, a program featuring locally made produce right here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We'll show you how it's made and how it is done. Remember, every Thursday, 8 p.m. on IKTV channel 112.
Dedicated to meeting the needs of our customers, we go above and beyond to ensure satisfaction and convenience. That is why we are extending our services to the diaspora, working with Caribbean. #5410. For more information, call our local office at 458-8888. Memorial Funeral Home. Quality, convenience, and affordability.
When using a conventional security camera with infrared lighting for night monitoring,
cable is fine that at Corazes. We have everything for your home at Corazes. Located in Kingstown, located in Annisville. Pembroke, Diamonds and Beckwith. Shop at Corazes. Hardware Corazes. Helpful place Corazes. One place Corazes. Corazes.
in darkness.
Find out more. Paladin SVG Inc. Alarm Solution is second to none. We offer intrusion alarm systems, security radar, active infrared beams, and emergency alarm systems. Get perimeter protection for your premises. Active infrared beams protect large areas. Our radar video linkage solution sends data to PTZ cameras for active target tracking, so you can take immediate action. Intrusion alarm systems offer reliable protection and records video the moment the alarm is triggered and sends footage to users via email or the app. Intelligent alarm systems mean you can control your home from anywhere in the world. Find out more at Paladin SVG Inc. at telephone number 784-457-7241.
Whoa, it's keeping you connected.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentions that understands your unique...
Memorial Funeral Home is dedicated to meeting the needs of our customers. We go above and beyond to ensure satisfaction and convenience. That is why we are extending our services to the diaspora, working with Caribbean Funeral Home in New York. Burial packages can now be completed in New York to cover burials in St. Vincent, and likewise, packages can be made in St. Vincent to cover burials in New York. Caribbean Funeral Home is located on 1922 Utica Avenue, Brooklyn. Call their office at 718-444-1818 or WhatsApp at 347-925-9557 or 347-231-5410. For more information, call our local office at 458-8888. Memorial Funeral Home. Quality, convenience, and affordability.
She wink again, how big and a bad and a shameless. Drinking until me legs can't support. A shameless. If I stick my finger down my throat, then a shameless. Tell security live on the road, cause a shameless. I jumping in strong, they say I too damn disgusting. On the road I still wasting. I'm pulling feathers and bustring. And as I reach waistline must flame. How big and a bad. My girl waiting home and I still can't reach it. Reach it. After the Juve, I ain't leave the beach yet. She find me with gal when she check. Gold around my neck like C-Tech. I fit in first class with pre-check. Now she vex. This year, I stink again. Jumping up on the edge on the brink again. This year, when I link again. I jumping up and I get from since I'm again. They say I'm too damn disgusting. On the road I still wasting. Feathers and bustring. And as I reach waistline must. I'm big and a bad and a shameless. Drinking until me legs can't support. A shameless. If I stick my finger down my throat, then a shameless. So I drunk and vomit on the road, cause a shameless. From since I'm small, they say me head damage. I drink a rum. Let me see how I go manage. How much of me go take till we falling. I party and straight till morning. I done on the way to the next fit. Look it calling. Come and back and all day. Keep it pouring. No stopping. Look how me head done. Shaking. I drinking out pieces. I tell you it's the rum to play. Me head done. Shaking. Tell them we don't party pieces. Tell them it's the rum. Tickling.
25 away from the top of the 10 o'clock. Give it some feel-good vibe right here inside OMG in the morning.
I feel it to jam in something. I feel it to ram in something. I feel to let go in something. Feel to rest the garden on something. I feel it to jam on something. I feel it to ram in something. I feel to let go on China. Feel to rest the garden on something. Bad. When the woman whining go down low, China's wrong. My party is mad. When the DJ play good music all night long. Man, I leaving me, man, I leaving jail. She not leaving me, man, I leaving jail. She not leaving me, man, I leaving jail. She not leaving me, man, I leaving jail. She only hunting me. This guy she hunting me. She only hunting me. I don't want to say it, I want you to say what we say to the people who don't like we. Rock off, boy. Rock off, boy. Rock off. Boom. The Father keep blessing me. He does cover me from all who don't like me. So for those who bring jealousy, hate and envy, I want you to listen what I say. It's too late to hate, cause we done bless. Precious time they wasting, like they obsessed. Tell them rock away. Tell them rock away. So tell them what we chanting. Rock off, boy. Rock off. Tell them rock off, boy. Off, boy, off.
Ram swing it, don't wake me if I'm dreaming.
And remember, you guys can call us at 451-1069. And you can also hit us up on the WhatsApp at 455-1069. And remember, we are live on all streaming platforms.
All who don't like me, that would walk away. People let me drink and just walk away. Pressure, a wine, like when I'm in my leg.
All right, so you can call me now at 451-1069. Let me see who's on the line. Good morning.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yes, man. Good morning to you.
This is Frank De Silva.
Oh, Frank De Silva. Morning, Frankie.
Yes, and you're talking NIS and all that good old stuff, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, my take on this is well known, well established, long time, and that is why my friend Kingsley like to tell people the advice I gave him. He should say what year that was. But anyway, let me read you guys something. You know who Margaret Thatcher was?
Margaret Thatcher?
Yes.
Not familiar with the name though.
Oh, former Prime Minister, late Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. And she wrote a book. The name of the book is Statecraft. She wrote on page 330, Europe's pension crisis. You listen, that's sinking in, right?
Yes, Europe pension crisis?
Yes. Former Prime Minister, let me read a little bit of it for you. Why I gave Kingsley the advice, and why he's on radio telling people this whole thing, good intentions, that hurts. Well, let me read. The European model epitomizes precisely this. It places security above everything else, and in its persistence in eliminating risk, it inevitably discourages enterprise. Kingsley, enterprise. Enterprise, Kingsley. Don't depend on people. This is the basis of European pension crisis, whose full implications are still not widely grasped. Of course, in one sense, the cause of this crisis is demography, which is they stop having babies. So for those who don't understand it, rather than having 10 babies, you now have 2. Okay?
Right.
So you're going to have less people paying into the pension scheme. You get an idea where we're going?
Yeah.
All right. One can speculate about the causes for this and what it would tell us of contemporary values, attitude, and institution. One also can debate whether and how policies might be changed to reverse long-term demographic decline. But such discussions, fascinating as they are irrelevant to the crisis much of Europe is facing now. No less a person than the EU Commissioner in charge of internal markets and taxation, Fritz Balkenstein, has admitted that Europe faces a pension time bomb. Time bomb, Europe. Okay?
Yeah.
Europe. He has also noted that the ratio of workers to pensioners will decline from 4 to 1 to less than 2 to 1 by 2040. And he observes that if unfunded pension liabilities were shown up in the national accounts of some member states, this would represent a debt of over 200% of GDP. Italy, in the European country, which is facing the worst crisis, it has a fertility rate of just 1.2, the lowest in the world, and also the world's most costly pension system, amounting to over 15% of GDP, 33% of worker payroll expected to raise to 50% by 2030. Now, continental European countries have walked into a trap from which there appears to be no painless exit. Of course, they could not know just where the demography would lead. But they also have known well enough for some years that the promises implicitly made, because we realize the implication, I missed something, made to pensioners could not be afforded. You listening?
I'm listening.
People listening?
Somebody says it's what you call population control.
That's right.
You make less in order to pay less.
Well, so here's it is precise. So what happened? In England, Margaret Thatcher then did revise the pension scheme to something else. It is precisely because we realized the implication of Britain's public finances that in 1980, we ended connection between retirement pensions and income. It now rises in line with prices, right? And in 1996, they did something further that Kingsley could go and invest his money with private companies. Now, a while back there, they had some funds in banks where you could deposit the money, but you couldn't take it out. I had one of those accounts at RBTT. You deposit the money, it is there for a fixed time. You can't take it out. You couldn't take it out. You could put in, but you can't take out. That was the deal. And you were getting a nice interest rate, not the 2.5 tripping again, Yeah? So that was the basis. So the thing is, my friend, this whole pension thing, Social Security, whatever it is, started in America in 1936. A fellow named Roosevelt, I think, decided we're going to come up with this thing before people used to live without it. So, but he decided, and it's going to be 6%. So you're going to pay 6%, and the employer would pay 6%. He said it would never go above that. Guess what, my friend? By 1964, the thing was totally broke. It had no money to pay out, and furthermore, the government started borrowing the money and putting in IOUs. So the thing was broke. And it keeps going up and up. No, the man who promised you in 1936 that would never go above 6%, I'm pretty sure it's now close to 18%. And guess what? It's still broke, my friend.
Yeah.
It's still broke. And you just saw that Europe. And it's not Europe alone. France, well, you know what's happening in France recently? Because these things, good intentions that hurt. And like she said there, they never did the proper study. It was just, let's do it. It sounds good.
Yeah.
It sounds good, Kingsley. Kingsley, if you listen to me and put your money somewhere, you wouldn't be worried now, because Kingsley, I'm telling you, which I was advocating at the time, and which is what Mitchell was following when in 1994, Mitchell decided to put everybody in the NIS. But that was a no-no too. It was a no-no, because subsequent governments came. Tell me something. How in God's name you could take people pension money and give it to people who never put money in it?
Craziness, eh?
How could you take people pension money and Frank the Silver Son get a couple of subjects and you decide, hey, look, $500, Frank the Silver Son? That's people pension money.
Somebody say, one person says fixed account.
Yeah, it's a fixed account. Right, thank you. Right? So the thing is, you cannot do that. And now you're asking these people who came in under a particular contract to change the contract. You see, if I had anything to do with it, I'd be in court long time ago, testing these rules that they want to change. If you hire me and you say this, except I agree, you cannot go on your own and change the contract. That is time for court. But people like to talk and convince me. You remember the referendum they were having?
Recently there.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah.
Well, there was a fellow named Frank the Silver who went to court. Because in a referendum, you can't give money to one side. It's not a political thing. If you give money to the yes people, you must give money to the no people.
Yeah.
But then nobody wants to challenge anything. Everybody's too afraid in St. Vincent and Grenadines. Kingsley, I'm sorry for you. And you, my friend, the advice I gave Kingsley a long time ago, you might do well to take it up now.
Good day.
All right, Frank, thank you. We have Pastor backstage. Yeah, man. We have Pastor Richards coming up right here inside OMG. Hit it, Shady.
Let's check in with the doc and look at things with a wider lens. Pastor Richards on OMG.
Morning.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, Pastor.
I'm in. Okay, great.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
I plan to. Gosh, I keep chasing rabbits when they come up. You all have this thing talking about National Insurance Services, the NIS this morning. Like, that's not what services, not scheme.
Scheme.
No, don't do that. Don't do that, Shady. Don't do that. Don't do that. And well, I don't really. That's not my plan, because yesterday I said I'm going to talk about justice. I mean, for weeks now, maybe months, I keep wanting to talk about justice, correct the misunderstanding of justice. So that's still my intention, but something Frank said there that kind of got my attention, because I didn't hear the rest. I didn't hear the antecedent, because I was doing some other things. So when I tuned in, I heard Frank say, let me preface it by saying cousin Frank. So you know that I'm not hitting anything. Frank, where the rest man goes, man. You promised me you didn't deliver, okay, Frank? Anyways, I heard cousin Frank say, how could they take my money? Talking about national insurance services.
Pastor, you had any echo or anything of that sort?
No, don't blight the thing now. Don't make no echo come anything now, okay?
No, he was just checking.
No, there's no echo. Are you hearing an echo?
No.
Council, we had
all right. Yeah. No, hey, look. If council, that's another teaching point. If council tells you he's hearing an echo, to me it doesn't matter whether you're hearing it on your end. He's hearing it on his end. And as I listen to the back and forth between y'all and council, you all kept insisting, we're hearing it. I said, that's the problem with this world, Sometimes when something is happening and it doesn't affect you, you figure it ain't affecting anybody else.
Yeah, that's true.
No. Just was trying to tell him it's out to be on his end, because we are not hearing it.
Yeah, yes. But he was telling you it's bothering him with the commentary. And I'm telling you, I've heard it in my ear before. You can't focus, you can't concentrate. If I work council, I just take out the earpiece or whatever, I'm let's turn it down and just do my commentary. But no, the greater point, I like to look for teaching points, and that just reminded me that sometimes, even if you are feeling something, and this is not to you guys in the studio, by the way, okay? Get me. It's not about you all. It's about people who say, well, somebody's complaining to you and saying this is the case with them, that's the case with them. But you say, but I'm not experiencing that. That's not what's affecting me. The fact that it's not affecting you doesn't mean it's not affecting somebody else. Always remember that. And I think that is a professional hazard of mine. You have to listen to people where they're hurting, because their reality or their perception and how they are feeling in themselves, that's their reality. So you can't ignore it and say, well, I'm not experiencing that. Always be ready to affirm, at least if not affirm, at least authentically listen to and validate that somebody is feeling something. That has nothing now to do with Jomo. That's a teaching point. Right. Back to Frank. Frank, are you listening? Frank, message me personally, Frank. All right,
just want to make sure he's listening.
Yeah, don't call in and stuff. I heard Frank say how they could take my money and give it away, right? And I immediately like, okay, it hit for me an aha moment that with respect to NIS, a lot of the conversation that I have actually heard is my money, even to the point where there is a cap. Guys, you know that there is a cap in terms of your NIS contribution. You know that, right?
Yeah.
And also in terms of your NIS benefit. So the fact that you may have contributed, Shady, you may have contributed more than the average Joe because you make a lot more. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that you are going to get a lot more when the time comes. People know that, right?
Yeah, people should not realize that by now.
people understand the equity of distribution and all that, right? And when I listen to Frank say, and I heard some of the discussion with Shady this morning, my money is sitting there wait, my money is this, my money is that. So it occurred to me that maybe, just maybe, okay, there is a fundamental misunderstanding of what NIS is and what NIS is supposed to achieve. What is the purpose of NIS? Furthermore, as I listen to the conversation, I think that it warrants a discussion between the individual as a part of society, the individual and the collective. What is good for the individual, the benefit to the individual, and the benefit to the collective. And I think from my seat, I think NIS tries to balance the both. Certainly to benefit the individual, but not exclusively. And I think this is what people need to grasp a little bit more. I hope people are listening, right?
Yeah, they should be.
Yeah. Not to
teaching this morning.
Yeah, I'm just trying to teach this thing.
Yeah.
Not to, and a lot of the argument is this possessive territorialism. Let me guard my money. Let me guard my interest. Let me guard what belongs to me. And I don't hear a lot of discussion around the collective good. And if NIS tends to lean even slightly a little bit more towards the collective good with the funds that they have, there's backlash. How are you going to take my money to go do this? So I think while NIS, and when I say NIS, not just our own expression of NIS, but throughout the world, we know this, that national security of that from that angle, economic angle.
Yeah.
There is a collective, the society, the whole. There is something that is bigger than the individual. There is something beyond. There is something greater beyond my investment in NIS or my contribution to NIS. There is something greater than what I will get out of it. There is something about the collective whole that that I have to also be very cognizant of. So I think that maybe it would help if either someone comes on and talks more about what NIS is supposed to do
and give more clarity.
To show the benefit. I think we assess it from, and we look for the weaknesses and strength more from this standpoint from what is it doing for me? What am I going to get out of it? Am I going to die before I get back my money? So all of this argument, while it is valid, don't get me wrong, while it is valid,
because it wants to know.
It is weighed highly on me, on the me. You understand what I'm saying? It is weighed on the me.
Yeah.
And I don't hear an appreciation for the collective whole of what NIS and the value and contribution and what it does for us in terms of I've been an economics teacher and I know. Anyway, I'll come to that eventually too. If nobody hits it, I probably will come to it eventually when I talk about distributive justice.
Right.
When I deal with topics of equity, fairness, meritocracy, versus again, meritocracy tends to favor the individual, and equity tends to say, okay, we can take a little from you and we can redistribute it. Pretty much what Michael Manley did in his Social Democracy, that kind of concept. Pretty much what James Mitchell did in his land reform programs. You know what happened north of the Dry River. You know, this sense of, I know it comes across as being socialism, but anyways, Frank, you spurred me to say that. Is NIS only about you and your money? Frank, do you understand that some of your money has to be taken for the collective good? So that you might not get back all your money.
you might have to call Frank after you finish this.
He will, he's probably messaging down my phone right now.
Yeah.
We good enough. We good.
Yeah.
We don't always agree, but we good. I wanted this morning, but the time is gone. But I wanted to talk about justice. I don't think that we have an appreciation and understanding of justice. What's your name, my brother? What's your name?
Millennium Kid.
Millennium Kid. Oh, okay, the famous Millennium Kid. I'm hearing a voice. Okay, now that I look, I'm seeing a face. All right.
Yeah, it's in the face now.
Yeah. I hear talk about justice in St. Vincent all the time. This about justice, that about justice. We ain't getting with justice. We demand justice. I hear all the talk. I'm like, do we understand justice? So what I want to do is to introduce a little discussion over the next few commentaries. I'll take a break here and there, but I wanted to introduce a discussion. Justice, when we talk about justice in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we tend to focus on criminal justice, or what I have referred to in the past as a retributive justice, where you pay for what you have done, and we talk about that. But the understanding of justice from when I talk about justice is far more comprehensive. As you may have heard a while ago, I alluded to distributive justice, because to me that's as large a matter to me as criminal justice. In fact, sometimes we pay so much attention to criminal justice that we don't pay attention to the distributive injustices that are happening, and we don't even take steps to correct them. So I want to open our eyes over the next few days beyond. I mean, criminal justice is another. I could spend all week talking about criminal justice. I've actually said, Millennium Kid, I've actually said that justice ain't just when it comes to criminal justice. I've heard lawyers come on this program. I've heard lawyers elsewhere talk to me personally about how they win cases. I've talked with them. I've heard them talk about the traps that they can put the witnesses in to get what they want out of them. And I realized this is not about innocence. It's not about innocence and guilt. I have long discovered in St. Vincent that is a delusion to think that the system is about innocence and guilt. It's about the ability to win a case. And lawyers pride themselves, because I have lawyers, I have friends who are lawyers, pride themselves not in necessarily proving innocence or guilt. Even there are some of them, even in the and one or two of them have said, Pastor, I am not taking that case because my principles, if I take it, I have to defend the guy. And if I know that he is guilty, I can't go do that. My principles will not allow me to do that. But there are other lawyers who it's not a matter of whether you are innocent or whether you are guilty. I've heard people say with cases where they fully well know that the person is guilty, they will push the case to the hilt because there are weaknesses in the prosecution case. They think that the evidence is not well produced. They think that though the man might be guilty or whatever the case may be, that the case was not proven beyond a reasonable doubt, etc., etc. So again, I don't delude myself into thinking that when we talk about criminal justice, that we have this utopian situation in St. Vincent. In fact, justice in St. Vincent is about power. Criminal justice is about power. And when I get into it, I will unpack that a little bit more and show how criminal justice is more about power than about who has the power imbalance and all of that. I will show that how power matters more, power over resources, a referential power matters more, connection power matters more, the power position power matters more in the outplane of justice here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Even economic power, your ability to get the right lawyer on board who, regardless of your innocence or guilt, can work a case. So I intend to show a little bit how power matters more than pure innocence or pure guilt, and that's just in relation to criminal justice. And then I hope, given time, to talk a little bit about distributive justice and why that should matter. Restorative justice, addressing past wrongs, which is beginning to loom, particularly in the case of reparations. But there are other wrongs that were done in the past outside of reparation. I've often said it's hypocritical, actually. It is hypocritical.
Somebody's actually calling. Sorry. I don't know if you want me to take it.
Can they hold the call? Let me say this. Okay, no, take the call and then I'll take the call.
I think they want to add it.
Frank. It's probably Frank.
All right, you got. I think they wanted to add as to what you're saying.
Well, we don't know. I like to hear them. But I was saying, I have said, not that I'm against reparatory justice, okay? But I'm saying, oh gosh, it doesn't seem a little bit hypocritical for people to jump on board. I'm not talking about the origins of the thing and all of that, but for people in terms of the populace to jump on board and to clamor for reparatory justice when it comes to the exploitations of the distant past. And there are things that were done in the past that there needs to be justice now for these things. I mean, how could you be saying externally, repair this wrong? There needs to be this kind of restorative justice. And right here, locally, we ask, does the same principle apply when it comes to restorative justice here in St. Vincent? So what I plan to do over this series is to talk about justice outside of the box in which we frame justice. We tend to think of justice within the criminal realm, retributive justice, but we don't think of the other forms of justice that matter to us. Procedural justice, which I have a big issue with. Social justice. I talked the other day about 4 or 5 weeks ago, I talked about environmental justice, which ought to be a big matter for us. So when we talk about justice in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, I want to widen our scope and talk about these things. I hope you all are listening. Go ahead.
Let me answer the caller quick. Hello, good morning.
Yes, it's Frank De Silva.
I told you it's Frank. Let me
tell you, because pension schemes have nothing to do with community. It has to do with the people paying into the pension. Again, let me go back and read again. Continental European countries have walked into a trap from which there appears to be no painless exit. Of course, they could not know just where demography would lead, but they have known well enough for some years that the promises implicitly made to the worker, they can't keep them. Not to somebody who never contributed. This money, anybody who's taking my money, well, I don't have any in it, but anybody who and taking it to give to people who didn't contribute, that is a misuse of the funds. Because it is not meant to be any community thing. It is meant solely for the workers who paid into the fund.
Frank, I know you and I will talk off air, but I tell you this, right, for the benefit of the others. And we are discussing, you just discussed two different things. You talked about the pension fund, and you also talked about, I think we were talking about the National Insurance Service. And they're distinct, to be sure, but there's a commonality in purpose. And there's also a nuance in that you will see some differences, but in the main, you would find a sufficient nexus, a sufficient commonality of what the pension fund is supposed to give and what the NIS. But I think it is not for me to do this, really. I think it is to the benefit. I really do think Kingsley, Kenson, and others, I hear you very well, and not dissing you, please, at all. Know this. I appreciate the discussion. I truly appreciate what is brought to the table, the opportunity to provoke thoughts, Kenson and Kingsley. But at the same time, I am saying that for a more balanced discussion, because what Kingsley contributed, you would agree with me that he said, I want to know that he talked about his colleagues, and he talked about when I retire, what I'm going to get back. So again, personalize it. Kenson talked about the jacking up from the the 0.5, I think, to 0.75. He talked about the that relative to the returns to you when you get to 67, 78. I think actually what he said, or one of them said, is that you pay in, and when it comes time to pay you back, you're dead. In other words, you lose everything individually. And again, both analyses, while they have merit, please understand me. Please understand me, my fellow Vincentians. Both analyses, while they have merit, because like I said, Frank, by the way, I'm moving from pension fund to NIS. Why I said that there is a sense of benefit to the individual. Part and parcel of the goal of the thing is to benefit the individual post-retirement. Let me say that again. Part and parcel of the thing is to benefit the individual's post-retirement. So there's an individual aspect. But all I'm saying is that the individual aspect and the individual benefit is not the sum total of what it is supposed to produce. So if we analyze this only from the point of view, the ability to produce back for the individual, if we analyze it from that angle, we didn't know the whole idea. We weaken the thing. Yeah. We don't show the comprehensive whole. And again, there's value to us as Vincentians to understand that outside of our individual benefit, what we get is that the national insurance scheme is not only for us as individuals, the national insurance scheme is also for us as a collective whole. And there are needs and there are things to attend to outside of the individual that pertain to the collective whole that has to do for the good of our country. And I don't hear enough discussion on the benefit to the collective whole. And I wish that somebody from within the NIS would educate us a little bit more as to what are the aims and goals of the NIS vis-a-vis the collective whole. Right. So Frank, I am not discounting you or Kenson or Kingsley, because that's one aspect, what comes back to me. Yeah. But when I hear you all saying solely what comes back to me, and I'm not hearing what about how is the collective whole benefiting, I am thinking that the argument is not getting its full merit. And all I'm saying is that let's broaden the discussion, not to ignore, please, not to ignore what you guys are saying, but let's broaden discussion to give a more comprehensive picture and talk more about the collective benefit. That's my contribution for today, because I'm way over.
Yes, all right, Pastor. Thank you very much for your time.
Frank, you know my number.
He definitely going to call you.
Hopefully for the rest of the week I might be able to talk about the different types of justice, beginning with what's going on with our retributive justice, but broaden that to the different and relevant other expressions of justice that we need to address. Have a good day.
All right, Pastor. Have a blessed one. And yes. So yes, that's Pastor Richards right there. This is where we're gonna shut it down right here inside our OMG in the morning. We got the shade room coming up. Yeah, we don't take up 10 minutes of Jill's time. Hey, so my peoples, on behalf of DJ Shady and everybody else that contributed to the conversation this morning, stay safe and have a blessed day. And like I always say, Tiffany is not hustling, all right? We got the shade room coming up.
OMG in the morning.
Every year, the Ultimate Friday Lime is back. It's all about Heineken Fridays inside Pier 1. Yes, and every Friday, look out for the sexy Heineken ladies. Action starts from 4 p.m. You're free until 9, and it's Heineken